Hi, Pluto. Oh, wait, music. Right. Music, music, music. I'm smarter than this. Why is it silent? I always forget. Alright, there we go. Blue minnow? I don't think there's a blue minnow, but there is a blue shiner. No, there might be a blue minnow. See, this is the point. I don't know the minnows. Hi, Maizute. This could be a long one, so for those of you who like the long streams. I'll do my intro in a second. Hi, Blue Goldfish. Welcome. Tidying up all day, but ran out of energy mid-tidy, so now my room's just a mess. Isn't that crazy? You end up making your room messier before you make it better. Can't wait to have all the knowledge of all the minnows. Well, unless you are joining me the entire time and paying attention, you probably won't have the knowledge of all the minnows. But we'll see. Fair enough, Maizute. Get ready to absorb information passively through your brain. I will learn too, that's it. Alright, well, there's over 400, so. Alright, you guys ready? How's the audio level right now, by the way? Shall I explain the concept of today? Hello, I'm bad at everything, by the way. The title's pretty informative. Well, I need to explain it for the YouTube audience because the YouTube's not going to have that long, extensive title. So I need to do a little intro thing. I'm trying to remember the intro thing. I had one in my mind. I was falling asleep last night thinking about how I was going to intro it. All right. Hi, Lucifer. So, for a while now, my online persona, the name I go by in video games and such, has been Minnow King. And that's because I am, career made the king of minnows. Both online in YouTube and what I do in my actual job is entirely based around my knowledge of shiners, minnows, those kind of things. Those little fish that normal people don't care a lot about, but I know way too much about. But recently I went to Tennessee, and I learned something there, and that is that there are a lot more minnows in the world than I ever realized. Because as much as I thought my knowledge of shiners and minnows was very deep, when I was in Tennessee, I was seeing ones that I had never seen before. There were possibilities that I had never seen before. Reading through the guidebook, there was so much that I had never seen before. And that was just one state in the United States. So I thought, if I'm going to be the Minnow King, I need to truly earn my title. And so today, I am going to learn every single minnow in the world, okay? And if at any point during this live stream someone subscribes, I will go back 5 minnows. If you're wondering how many they are, in total, we've got 460 species of minnow to go through. So every true minnow I'm going to go through, I'm going to learn about them, where they live, what their Latin name is, common name is. Yes, gifting subs counts. So, the most common ones might take a little bit more or a little bit less time. So like creek chub being the most observed fish minnow in the world by a lot makes sense. And I know pretty much everything there is to know about creek chubs, but I'll get that. Is there a quiz at the end? Yes, I'm going to be doing some sort of taxic challenge at the end, and I have to get a certain percentage in order to. So if someone gives 5 subs, do you have to relearn 25? That's correct. I have to relearn 25. So I have to go back through the information, even if I feel like I already know it. But what I'll probably try to do is if I have to relearn 5, I'll go back to 5 that I don't remember so I don't think I remember so well. If you fail the test, you have to repeat everything. I'm not going to take the test, I think, until I'm confident enough that I pass it. So what do you guys think? Good idea?
Poggers.
Thank you, R's Killing Pool. All right. Well, we're starting at -5. So I have to relearn 5 of the minnows before I ever even started. All right. Let us begin learning every single minnow in the world. I think my requisites that I need to know the common name, I need to know the Latin name, and I need to know where the fish lives, right? And then obviously what it looks like, okay? So, start with the creek chub. I know a decent bit about creek chub already. Creek chub live in most of the United States. I think they're missing from the west. That's correct. Simodalus atromaculatus is the Latin name. Yep, they're pretty sporadic. They like to be in headwaters, but they can also be in small creeks as well. The chub. Now we're on the second fish, and this is already a fish I don't know. This is a European fish, I believe. This is like the most common. Yeah, look. So this is the most common fish in Europe. So I need to learn some things. This is the genus Squalius. Squalius cephalus. Cephalus means head. Oh, they do get quite pretty. They have some orange on the anal and pelvic fin and some black. Okay. They're reasonably pretty. They look kind of ugly in this picture, but that's good to know. These guys look golden shinery, which I guess makes sense because they're an old world minnow, and golden shiners are old world minnows. Fair enough. All right. Squalius cephalus. Golden shiner. Golden shiner. Are all minnows small or are some quite large? Golden shiner is an example of a minnow that gets quite big. It's an old world minnow, so that makes sense. Golden shiners are everywhere in the United States. I'm not sure where they're actually native to. I guess I should learn that. But they have been put in everywhere because they're like the most common bait fish in the country. It's Notomogonus chrysoleucus. Did they say where they're native to? It does not say. I know it's the only old world minnow that is in the United States. But it is native to the United States, so it's very weird. Like, it's an old world minnow. It's genetically closer related to all the minnows in Europe than it is to the minnows in America. And yet, it belongs here. Alright, we got another new one. Rudd. Oh, Jesus. Scardinius erythrophthalmus. Ophthalmus is something with the eye. Something with the... I don't even... Okay. Scardinius erythrophthalmus. Jesus. Okay. And this one's all over Europe, and also it looks has been introduced to the United States a little bit. Yes, there are Mexican minnows. There are minnows all over the world. Well, I guess all over the north above the equator, pretty much. I think there's a few below the equator in Indonesia, but pretty much above the equator, there's minnows everywhere in the world. All right. So it has been introduced in a few places. This is interesting. Look at this. There's Rudd found not that far from New Jersey. All right, Scardinius erythrophthalmus. That is a tough name. Common shiner, I know pretty well. I think it's mostly an East Coast to Midwest fish. Luxulus cornutus. Yep, East Coast to Midwest. Cool, doesn't go very far south because then it gets replaced by like striped shiner and such. I know that fish pretty well, I'm not concerned. Eastern black-nosed dace. I've got one in the tank right next to me. That's a very common fish. Actually, their range is just on the right side of the Appalachia, right? And then someone put a dot in Mexico. I'm willing to bet a lot of money that whoever observed this, no way. There's not an eastern black-nosed dace in Mexico. Guys, that's not neat. How did someone confirm this? No. I want to fix that later, but that is not an eastern black-nosed dace. Look at the range for half a second and think, does this make sense? God, I hate people who blindly identify stuff on INAT. Common roach. That has to be another European fish because I've never heard of it. Yep, European fish. All right, Rutulus. That's an easy one. Oh, it looks very golden shiner-like. It actually just looks like a golden shiner. Like, I don't know if I'd be able to tell the difference. I guess it's just a more silvery golden shiner. And it's just all over Europe. There's not much range to be aware of. Oh my god. My nose is being super itchy. Stout nose. This is not the time. I pound out some shiners. Okay, blunt-nosed minnow. I know blunt-nosed minnow, Pimpiphalis notatus. Eastern U.S. to Midwest. They go into the South. In a lot of places, they're the most common minnow by far. And they've been introduced in a lot of places. They're invasive in a lot of places as well. Not concerned about blunt nose. I'm really not concerned about fathead. Those are even more common where I'm at. They're a very common bait fish, so you'll notice how sporadic their range is. They don't get observed often, but they've observed absolutely everywhere. Pimpiphalis promelas. Central stone roller, Campostoma anomalum. Seen this one a good bit. Yeah, this one has a weird range. It kind of just avoids the south, but it goes through East Coast to Midwest, all the way down through Texas, and it's even in Mexico a bit. Campostoma anomalum. I know Campostoma, the genus. I need to remember anomalum for central stone roller, because there's also a large-scale stone roller. Western black-nosed dace. This is just the species on the other side of the Appalachia. Pretty easy range to remember. It's just on the left side of the mountains here. And it goes pretty far west, honestly, all the way through Nebraska. There's no way this is one, right? This is another thing. Like, if you post a fish and it's that far out of range, maybe think about it for a second and be like, hey, maybe that's not what that is. Okay. Bright shiner. That is the one that replaces common shiner through most of the Midwest. Yep. Cool. In some places they overlap. Luxulus chrysocephalus. That shiny head. It's an easy one. Fallfish, I know. Smodalus corporalis. Oh, I didn't realize fallfish was so restricted to the Northeast. That's good to know. Bleak. I have no idea what a bleak is. Okay. A bleak is a European winnow. You might have gotten gifted a sub, Lucifer Bug. That's interesting. This thing looks like an Eastern silvery minnow. Actually, no, I guess it looks like an Eastern silvery minnow combined with a golden shiner. And it is Alburnus alburnus. So white. Not what that means, white. Common bream. I believe that's another European minnow. Okay. Why are they all dead? Has anyone taken a picture of this fish alive? Dude, it's just another fat golden shiner. Why does every old world minnow look the same? I'm biasing myself probably because people think that every new world, every American minnow looks the same, and I don't, but okay. A Brahmis Brahma. A Brahmis Brahma. Okay. There's going to be a lot to memorize, but European minnow. Foxinus. This is a very pretty one. The Danubian minnow. I don't know if my friend Mark ever posted his. Seems like he didn't, but he caught, from what I can tell, the prettiest Danubian minnow I've ever seen. It doesn't look like he ever posted on a naturalist, which sucks, because it was the prettiest one I'd ever seen. This one's reasonably pretty. But I'll remember this. Foxinus. This is one of the minnows I do want to catch at some point in my life. Definitely want to go on a European trip. Difference between Old World and New World. I'm a fish noob. Oh, it's not a fish-specific thing. Old World is like Europe, Asia, that area. The people who did the colonizing, basically. And then they called it the New World when they discovered the Americas. And they went to go colonize the Americas. So Old World minnows are like European, Asian, that kind of thing. And New World minnows are America. But those terms exist way outside of fish. They called America the New World and so forth. Alright, long-nosed dace. I believe this has the largest range of any minnow. Long-nosed dace. Yeah, because it goes all the way up into northern Canada as well. There are minnow you strongly dislike? Not really. Even the minnows I don't really like creek chub, I kind of have a soft spot for all minnows. I think I need to talk a little bit less and a little bit less excitedly because I'm realizing I'm 17 minnows in out of 400 and I'm probably going to get set back multiple times. So I need to have a voice left to go at the end of this. Alright, long-nosed dace. Rhinichthyes cataracti. I know that one. Western blacktail shiner. I just caught that one for the first time. Oopsies. I just caught that one for the first time recently. That's Cyprinella venusta. That has a pretty wide range, right? Yeah, well, I guess not. It's mostly just the south. Yeah, I caught it. You'd probably find mine, honestly. It would be somewhere in Alabama here. One of these here. It was probably in Bankhead National Forest. Oh, it might be on the same dot. Yeah, that's the problem. It's on the same dot as my friend Jared's. There it is. There's my Western Blacktail Shiner from a few days ago. 9 days ago. All right. Red Shiner, Cyprinella lutrensis. I don't remember this one too much. But when I was in Kansas City, this one was everywhere. Oh, really? This one makes it all the way out to California and down to central Mexico. And it's in North Carolina? Holy. What a range on this guy. This guy spans most of the United States. They get very pretty. My red shiner was quite pretty. Spotfin shiner. We have that one in New Jersey. Cyprinella spilatera. Looks exactly like a satin fin, but it's the more common one outside of New Jersey. Satin fin shiner is more specific to New Jersey. Cavedano chub. Okay, well, it's the genus Squalius. Let me test myself. What was in the genus Squalius? Was it, it wasn't dace, was it? Was it dace? I think it was the European minnow called dace. Oh, it's chub. God, the stupid names. Chub. Okay. So this is another chub. But this one, oh, wow, this one's kind of trapped by the mountain range here. It's like only on this side of the mountain range in Europe. That's quite cool. And it is Squalius squalus. Gets decently large. Looks like a fall fish. Okay. River chub, Nokomis micropogon. Fair enough. I know river chub pretty well. They get quite pretty. They build big piles of rocks for fun. Rosy side dace, I know pretty well. Clinostomus fungiloides. They're like one of the most common things to catch in the areas where they're at. They're very abundant. I remember one time when I first got my car, the first thing I ever did with my car was drive down here, somewhere in here, to catch a rosy side minnow for the first time. Spottail. I'm surprised Spottail is this far down. In New Jersey, Spottail would be like #1. Tropus hudsonius, named after the Hudson River, which it is not even really that much in, but spottails do have a pretty damn big range. They're definitely a more northern cold water fish. Do any fish live in mountain ranges? Yes. Northern red-bellied dace. Somus oas. This is a more northern species. I'm going to guess 100% that this is not correct. Okay. Well, the location on that can't be correct unless there's, for some reason, a population of northern red-bellied dace in southern Oklahoma. They have a pretty nice range as well. They're all in that southern Canada area. I think I caught mine. Yeah, I caught one of these is mine, I think. This one? No. This one. This little pond in upstate New York. Yeah, there's my red-bellied dace. Horny head chub. And blue head chub. All right, let's learn them back to back. Nokomis bigutatus. Nokomis leptocephalus. Okay. Horny head chub is like Midwest pretty much, but not too far in either direction. It's sort of like a triangle around the Great Lakes. I guess I call it a Great Lakes fish. And blue head chub, oh, they don't overlap at all. Blue head chub is just an all around the southern east coast, I guess. Bigutatus and leptocephalus. Emerald shiner. Tropus atherinoides. Now, I've never been to Europe. And I will, but I will eventually. At one point, I was thinking of booking a ticket to Hungary to go catch some fish because the tickets were like $300 and it's like a 5-hour flight. That's very easy. The only thing is I wouldn't have a vehicle and I'd have to figure out fishing laws. I have to ask my friend who goes there a lot. Anyways, emerald shiner are very, very large range. I feel like this is a fish that's going to get split. Like the Mississippi Basin, sure, but a lot of these populations up here are not connected. This is a fish that I feel like will get split into multiple species at some point. But I know Tropus atherinoides, named after it looking like a silverside. Northern pike minnow. Whoops. This is a fairly common one that I've never seen personally. think they're a western fish. Oh, wow. Oh, this is a very observed fish for being all the way up here. It's only in Washington and like a little bit of British Columbia. Have you done your Asian minnow? I think if you're talking about foxinus, yeah, I got past that one already. Northern pike minnow. Alright. Cool. That's a messed up name, but I guess Oregonensis isn't that hard to remember considering it's in Oregon mostly. Tychochelys oregonensis. Sand shiner, it's a common Nitropus. I've had to distinguish this one before. Identical to a mimic shiner, basically. Weird range, though, Midwest to South. Well, Midwest to Texas, I guess. Red side shiner, this is a western one. Richardsonius balteatus. Yeah, balteatus. I like Lahontan red side better, but red side shiner's cool. That's a common one if you live in NorCal. It's an easy one to go get. They're just right outside of California there. Southern red-bellied dace. I caught that for the first time the other day. In fact, if we go to the listing here, there's mine, Southern red-bellied dace. They are mostly the Midwest. But I guess, yeah, into Tennessee as well, because that's where I caught mine. Speckled dace. This one recently got split into a bunch of different species. But I guess speckled dace are the more wide-ranged one. They're all around, sort of the west coast. But now the ones in California are all different species. So it's kind of funny because of the mountain ranges in California. Rhinichthyes osculus. Yeah, I actually, when you collect fish, not like collect, but try to catch different species, we do a thing where you try to complete a genus. So like you try to catch every fish that's in a certain genus. And I was one away, two away, speckled dace and umpqua dace, which are in the same place in Oregon, and I would have been totally done. Unfortunately, they then split it into like 5 different species. So now I'm missing a lot, and I would have to explore the mountains of California. All right, silver bream. This is different than common bream, I guess. It's a different genus. Blica bjorkna. Wait, might be my favorite Latin name I've ever seen. Blica bjorkna. Oh, it goes quite a bit into Russia. Interesting. Has a very wide range. It hates Spain, though. It does not speak Spanish, but it has quite a wide range. It really goes all the way into Iran. Who knows? Maybe. Probably into the lake there, if it can survive that. Bullhead minnow, that's the other Pimiphalis. That's mostly just sort of like a diagonal from the Great Lakes to southern Texas. Good to know. Italian riffle dace. I have never heard of this. Telestes multicellus. Well, it's exactly as described. Oh, wait, no way. It's in Africa? What? Is that real? It crossed... Well, I don't think it crossed the sea, but I guess it was there when those were connected by land somehow. Is this one real? No, probably not. So it pretty much is restricted to this area in here, and then maybe North Africa if this one's real. If we're to believe that. Sacramento pike minnow. Makes sense. It's a pike minnow mostly based around Sacramento. It's the Phytochelys thing again, but grandis. Large-scale stone roller. There's the other one. Oligolepis. I was trying to remember the Latin for this. Ampistoma oligolepis. And it is very much based around this area in Tennessee, a little bit of Missouri, and then for some reason it's up in Wisconsin. Is that real? Okay. For some reason it's up in Minnesota, Wisconsin as well. Weird range. War paint shiner. I caught that one tons in Tennessee. Those are pretty. Yep. They're like pretty much restricted to these mountains in Tennessee, but they're very common. Orf. The fuck is an orf? Leucissus itis. This thing's like basically named after being an old world minnow. Holy range. No way. It's in China and Bhutan. What are people doing, man? Orf is a fish. This is a butterfly. What are you doing? This is also a plant. Okay, never mind. They're not in Bhutan, in China. They're just people posting them where they shouldn't be. They are in Kazakhstan, though, which is cool, or Kazakhstan, which is cool. Or Leucissus itis. Hey, swallowtail shiner. That's a pretty common one across the East Coast. Yep, where they're at, they're fairly common. And they look like all of the cool shiners, so they make everybody feel like you've caught a cool shiner, but in fact, you have not caught a cool shiner. Rosy face, there's the second of the comely complex, as I'll call it. I'd say, yeah. Northeast, except somehow we miss it in New Jersey. It comes close to New Jersey in two different places. It comes close to North Jersey and South Jersey separately, but we do not have rosy face. But that's rubellus, Neotropus rubellus. All the comely things will probably end up being their own genus at some point. Mimic shiner, there's the other guy. Cool. They're pretty widespread. They're an invasive too. Well, they've been introduced as like a... Not really an invasive. I guess you could call it just like a bait fish introduction. But supposedly the government in New Jersey thinks there might be some here. So we'll see about that. But that's Volacellus. Northern pearl dace. This is one I really wanted to catch, but it's pretty hard to do in America. You'll notice the only record of them in America is here. Every other oh wait, there's some in Wisconsin, Minnesota, but where I was in upstate New York, and there's one record of them. But then the thing is, they're really common in these like little lake things. Like, look how common they are in these little lakes in southern Canada. If I had gone to Canada, I would have definitely got one. But that's that's named after the dude, right? Yeah, Noctriebe. Lake Chub. This is another one I wanted to target while I was in upstate New York, but I was over here and they're over there. Yeah, they're a very Canadian fish. Coisus plumbeus. Fine scale dace. It's another one I wanted to target while I was there. Yep. There's a few observations nearish the border, but they're all in these lakes. Man, I could get so many species if I just like went over the border right here and fished some of these random lakes. Like the amount of random dace and stuff that are in there. Chrysomis neogaius. Cool. New Earth. That's a cool name. Leucissus aspis. Okay, so this is related to the Leucissus itis, which was called Leucissus itis. I don't remember what it was called, man. Orf. That's right, it was the stupid one. Orf. An asper way all over the place. Probably common in Russia as well. There's just not that many people on iNaturalist in Russia. Can't wait till I go and fix that. Sunbleak. Hey, this one's kind of cool. Leucospius delineatus. Ooh, and it's common all over too. Man, when I do my Europe, maybe I shouldn't go to Hungary. Maybe I should go to like Germany or something like this, because I feel like most of the European minnows have been in this area. Sunbleak is cool. I want to take a good picture of this minnow. This might be my favorite European minnow so far. It's got such an odd face shape. Its face is shaped like a killifish, but then it's on the body of like a golden shiner. Cool. Dace. There we are. Great naming. Good job, Europe. Thank you for the dace. It is also just everywhere in Europe and probably Russia. And that is Leucissus leucissus. So we've now learned 3 leucissus. Arrow loach. That is Rutulus lacustris. We learned Rutulus rutulus, which was common roach, I believe. Oh, this guy's interesting. He's basically a Russian loach, or roach. He's not really, I mean, maybe a little bit in Kazakhstan, and he might reach into Georgia and a little bit into Ukraine, but for the most part, this is a Russia-exclusive roach. That's cool. Whitetail shiner. I caught one of those for the first time the other day. Yeah, they have an odd range through Tennessee. And then through Arkansas as well. Cyprinella galactura. I don't think I ever looked at the Latin name. Galactura. Tennessee shiner. That's a very pretty one. Neotropus luceotis. Mostly in Tennessee, unsurprisingly, but gets outside of Tennessee a little bit. Did anyone catch any cool colored up ones this summer? Oh, look at that. Cool. Satin fin shiner. We have that in New Jersey. Very pretty. I know that one pretty well. I don't think I really need to study very well. Cyprinella analystana. It's just an East Coast type of satin fin. Bleeding Shiner. This was my favorite Shiner for a while. It's so pretty. Luxulus zonatus. It's colors. I just love black and white. Black and white is so rare on a fish, especially on a minnow. And those are like my favorite colors, are black and white. Honestly, my favorite colors are black, white, gold, and pink. Like, those are my top 4 colors. And look at this. Black, white, gold, and pink. So, like, there's a reason this was my favorite fish for a while. They're pretty awesome. Redfin Shiner. This one, is this one? Yeah, this was one we were maybe going to catch, but we didn't end up catching. Oh, no, I'm wrong. This is way out of range. Oh, well, no, we could have caught it up here. We went up to Murray. Your favorite color is orange? Oh, well, there's a lot of orange minnows. You would have no hard time finding minnows with the color that you want. Alright. Basically just cross the Midwest, and this is Lythrurus. I still don't have it. I haven't decided how I want to pronounce that. Lythrurus. I think Lythrurus works. Lythrurus umbratilus. California roach. That's cool. Wait, there's a roach in California? This is not related, I assume, to the roaches in Europe. Other than that, it's a minnow. Looks kind of creek chubby. Asparoleucus symmetricus. Okay. Weed Shiner. I think I have that one from Florida. Yeah, I believe I got that one here in Gainesville in Florida. Weed Shiner. Tropus texanus. The Tropus boops! I tried for this one, but I didn't get it, I don't think, while I was in... Oh, I did get it while I was in... No, I don't think this might be it. I don't know. While I was in Tennessee. Tropus boops. Got a fun area around there. Telescope Shiner. Looks like a big eye Shiner, but I think doesn't have black or something. This is a weird range. It's just like a belt from Missouri to Virginia. Natropus telescopus, that's easy enough to remember. Yellowfin Shiner, I've got that one plenty in Tennessee, in the mountains there. Oh wait, I haven't? Oh, where did I get this? Did I get this in North Carolina? I might have caught this in North Carolina. I think I caught a yellowfin at some time. Natropus lutipinus, I will remember that. Longfin dace, here's one I barely know exists. Yeah, this is a cool one. This is like a deserty Arizona area, like deserty mountains this guy exists. Quite cool. There's like no good pictures of one either. Like, look at all these pictures. I could take the best picture of this thing by far. Pretty easily. Just putting it in one of my photo tanks. This is probably the best picture. It's not bad. It's quite cool. It's a cool fish. Agosia chrysogas. There's a genus I've never heard of. Alright, brassy minnow. This is the Midwest's version of the eastern silvery minnow, I think. Oh, never mind. It's not Midwest at all. It's like a weird northern sporadic range. Pretty blackfish with the red and gold. Bleeding Shiner. Alright. Thank you, iCal Galactify. I'm working on it. How many minnows am I in right now? Let's see. 2... 7, well, let me count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. I'm 62 in. So I have about 400 to go. All right. Cutlet minnow. We have that New Jersey Exoglossum maxilingua. Yep, that's just a very northeast fish because there's tongue-tied minnow as well. Takes up some of its range. Mountain red belly dace. That's a very pretty one. I caught one of those in North Carolina, I believe. Yeah, I caught one in North Carolina along this mountain range. They're very pretty. That is Orias, Chrysomus Orias. Ozark minnow, I've caught that. That is the only other minnow other than the Cape Fear Shiner. The only other Natropus that has a coiled black gut. Because it is the only other Natropus that feeds on, I think, primarily vegetation rather than on insects. And this is Notropus nubilis. Yes, I'm doing common name, Latin name. I'm learning what they look like, and I'm learning where they live. Peamouth. That's a terrible name. Okay. It's a North Oregon / South British Columbia thing. There was another... What other fish was restricted to that area? It was that northern pike minnow, I believe. Oregonensis. Mylochilus corinus. This is a new genus for me, Mylochilus. Good to know. Seems to mostly be a lake fish up there. Big mouth shiner. Natropus dorsalis. Is there anything special about its dorsal fin that would help me remember it? No, not really. It's just a very humpy shiner. Like, this is a weird Natropus. Why does it have such a large hump? Oh, that's why it's called dorsalis, because the top side is so humpy. Okay, I can remember that. White shiner, Luxulus albaeolus. Looks exactly like a common shiner, but I'm guessing it doesn't overlap. Oh, it does overlap. Well, that's fun. Okay. Carmine shiner, Natropus percobromus. I caught this at some point. Where did I catch this? Missouri, right. They're common around Kansas City, actually. Look at that. They're literally right in Kansas City. Caught that one. That is Natropus percobromus. Silver jar minnow. This is one I wanted to catch, but where I was, it was in Maryland, and Maryland has laws against dip netting unless you're a Maryland native. So if you're not born in the state of Maryland, you're not allowed to dip net there. It's a little ridiculous. So I never got silver jaw minnow, but that's okay. I can get it in the Midwest as well. You can catch me a... Oh, you guys are both from Maryland? All right, catch me a silver jaw minnow at one of these places here, and then bring it to me, please, so that I can get my life for silver jaw minnow. That's Natropus buccatus. I feel like you're doing pretty good on time. Not bad, but keep in mind I can also be set back by subs at anyone's whim. My dip netting birthright. What the fuck is a ruvico? Ruivico. I've never heard of this. Achondrostoma oligolepis. Hey, oligolepis is the specific epithet of the large-scale stone roller. Oh, it's a Portuguese shiner? That's pretty cool. A shiner that's endemic to Portugal is quite cool. It looks like a fathead minnow. I don't know how else to really put it. It just looks like a fathead minnow with red fins. And it's... Oh, it's not endemic to Portugal. Rip, this guy ruined it. He's in Spain. But it's very close to being endemic to Portugal. That's quite cool. Coastal roach. Now, is this an American roach or a European roach? It looks like an American one. Yeah. Asperolucus venustus. Oh, look at this, all through San Francisco, San Jose, Sacramento. If you live in any of like the most populated areas in California, you can find yourself a coastal roach. Steel color shiner. I think this is like a common one in a lot of areas I've been to. Yeah. All the way through, look, it's common in St. Louis, in Arkansas, I was there.
Does this count as a sub to make you relearn Minnows XD?
Indeed it does, Mothman. Alright. Let me go back and study 5 minnows that I don't remember too well. I will study big mouth. I will study yellowfin. I'll study asp. I'll study orf. And I'll study silver bream. This is what your sub has done. Whoops. Alright. Steel color, I already got steel color. Upper north, Natropus dorsalis. It has the hump. Natropus lutipinus. It's below the Tennessee mountains in Georgia and then a little bit into South Carolina. Asp is through most of Europe, but it's not really a fan of deserty conditions, so it doesn't make its way down into Spain. And this is Leucissus aspius. It's in the Leucissus genus. Orf is also Leucissus itis, and this is more of a northern Europe type of fish. It doesn't make its way down into Italy or South France really at all. And then silver bream is a pretty widespread fish, but also doesn't really like Spain. Spain's desert seems to not attract a lot of fish, which is cool. All right, where was I? Scarlet shiner. I have scarlet shiner. Oh yeah, look at these. 3 of these observations are mine, and then the other 2 are the guy that I was with. So, recently observed scarlet shiner that's Lythurus fasciatus. Oh no, Fasciolaris. Fasciolaris. That's a pretty small range. I didn't realize Scarlet Shiner was that limited. Black Chin Shiner. That's one of my favorite minnows. I believe did I catch Black Chin? No, I caught Black Nose, I think. In August when I was in upstate New York, I caught Black Nose. Yeah, I didn't catch Black Chin. That's a cool Notropus, though. Notropus heterodon. Same mouth, same teeth, same jaw. Hardhead? What the hell is a hardhead? Myloferodon conocephalus. Is this an American minnow? What is this? It looks like... I guess it kind of looks like a pea mouth. Well, teeth is usually den, not don. But yes, you're right, it can be. This looks like a pea mouth. But pea mouth wasn't Myloferodon, was it? Oh, this is a cool looking fish. I like this one. It looks like a cobia, like a freshwater cobia. Actually, that's exactly what it looks like. Holy shit, look. It's a freshwater cobia. That's cool. Alright. Schneider Albernoides bipunctatus. That's a cool one. Schneider. Oh, cool. This is a European one. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I should go to, like, South Germany. That seems to be the best place. And then if I want some unique minnows, I can take a cab through the mountains or something. Catch some minnows over here in Italy as well. Schneider. Albernoides bipunctatus. The Balkan Italic minnow. That sounds cool. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. This would be a cool one to catch in the mountains. Man, Europeans really need better photos of their minnows. I want to go to Europe and take, like, the best photos of all these minnows. They just don't have very good ones. Fox. Oh, this is another Foxinus. It's a Foxinus, but on the other side of the mountains. Okay. Foxinus lumiral. Bull chub. Finally, an American minnow. Jeez. Nokomis rainei. I don't have bull chub, I don't think. Oh, no, I did catch bull chub because it's very common around Durham. Yeah, North Carolina. Yeah, in Eno River I caught it. It's like the most common fish in the Eno River. Cardinal Shiner, Luxulus cardinalis. I don't believe I caught one of them. Yeah, they have a pretty... Oh, I went to this range because I was down here in South Missouri, like the Arkansas border, but... Hetero is different, not same. How did I forget that? I'm literally gay. Oh, yeah, you're right. Whoops. I don't know how I forgot that, too. For some reason, hetero in my mind meant same. Alright. Luxulus cardinalis, that's easy enough. Cardinal Shiner, cardinalis. Alabama Shiner, I caught one of those the other day. Yep, most recent observation of Alabama Shiner is me. Look at how beautiful and precious he is. Oh, I love the Alabama Shiner. I wish the tail was in focus. My camera, I think I had it in microscopic mode rather than macroscopic mode. They have a pretty limited range to a few drainages in Alabama. That's Callistia, Supernella Callistia. Coastal Shiner, that's Petersoni. I got that one in Florida, in Gainesville. They're up in North Carolina as well. They're just like a very weedy, marshy type of shiner. Highland Stone Roller. I think this is a stone roller I don't have. Spadicium. Campostoma spadicium. Yeah, I've never been there, so I would not have this shiner. I've never been to central Arkansas or Oklahoma. It's a cool stone roller. Seems to get reasonably pretty. That is Spadicium. Tail light shiner I also caught, I believe, in Gainesville. Just a cute little Notropus that gets quite pretty. Has a decently long range. I actually didn't realize how big its range was. Tropus maculatus. Suckermouth minnow. I caught that for the first time last week. Where is it? There's my suckermouth minnow. Phenacobius. My first ever Phenacobius. He is so beautiful. I love Phenacobius, but I had never caught one before. Even though, look, there are Phenacobius that are reasonably common around Kansas City, where I literally lived for 2 months, and yet I never caught one. Oh well. Alberella. Now this is an Alburnus. Alburnus is a European genus. We saw Alburnus albus, which was the... Alburnus albus was the... It's not the bream. I don't remember what it was. But this one is specific to Italy, basically, to below these mountains. What are these mountains called? I always forget what these mountains are called. I keep wanting to say Appalachians, but that's in America. What are the mountains in North Italy called in Europe? The Alps. That's why. Because I want to say Appalachian, but it's just the other way around. It's ALP instead of APAL. Alright. Red Side Dace. I got that one in Northern New York. Oh no, I didn't? When did I get Red Side Dace? I got this on my way up to... Oh, yeah. Up here. Northern New York. Yeah. This is Clinostomus elongatus. Iron color shiner. Hey, look, this is my picture. I took this picture. There are 106 observations. How many of them are me? 28 of the 106 are me. So over a fourth of the observations of this shiner are me. Between North and South Jersey. I love iron color shiners. They're like in my top 2 favorite fish. Hey, look, these are all my pictures. All of these pictures. These are all my pictures. Literally, I just scrolled through an area of like a month where it was just me posting a shitload of iron color shiners. Look at this one. Shitload of iron color shiners. Alright, anyways. Round-tailed chub. Gila. Gila was like a deserty North American species, I believe. Yep. South Arizona. It's also up in Colorado. That's interesting. My first favorite is still probably bridal shiner. Oops. Bridal shiner. But it's very similar to iron color shiner. I love them both. Gila robusta. That makes sense. It's a round-tailed chub. It's robusta. Big eye chub. I love Hybopsis. Hybopsis is like my favorite minnow genus. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's one of them. I love how cute Hybopsis are. They're just like long with a big eye. I did catch a Hybopsis at some point in my life. I don't know if it would be on here. Somewhere down the line, I caught a Hybopsis. I'm looking for my profile picture, but I don't see it. Oh well. Somewhere along the line, I caught one. It might not have been this Hybopsis. I thought it was Big Eye Chub, but maybe it was a different one. Here, wait. Let me put Missouri, because I'm pretty sure it was in Missouri. Oh yeah, there it is. See? Hybopsis. Hybopsis amblops. Alright. Italian Rudd. So this is the Scardinius, I assume, on the other side of the Alps. Correct. Wow, that's interesting. The Alps, I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's a large mountain range. It separates a lot of fish, because probably all the sources are going different directions at the top of the mountain. So a lot of these genera in Europe have like an Italian version of the fish, and then have like a Northern Europe version of the fish, which is good to know. If I do go to Europe, it's like I should probably go like here, like South Germany, because there's a lot of species there, and then take a cab or something over the border, and then there's a lot of different species here in Northern Italy. Common naze. And Chondrostoma nassus. It's got to be European, right? Yep. And look, this one's restricted to the other side of the Alps. It's sort of just a longer golden shiner. I'm calling every European minnow just an X golden shiner, but like, I've never been to Europe, so that's the only shiner that I know, the only old world minnow that I can compare to, really. Chondrostoma nassus. That makes sense. Naze nassus. Natropus heterolepis. This one I caught, I believe. Yeah. One of the most recent observations is me. In upstate New York. It's a cool one. I love all Natropus. Pugnose minnow. Oh, pugnose minnow is its own genus? Opsipoides emilii? That's cool. Pugnose minnow. Cool. I did not know this was its own genus. Wow. There are a lot of observations in this random spot in southern Illinois. But then it's also a southern fish. That's interesting. Weird range, and it's an interesting genus. I'm actually curious if there are any other fish in the genus, but I guess we'll find out. Are you planning on visiting some European countries? Yeah, I want to do a Europe trip. And this is actually helping me a lot because it's seeming like the play, if I do a Europe trip, will be to go to like South Germany or something, get a bunch of fish there, cross over the mountains, get a bunch of fish there. It seems like the most efficient way to get a bunch of European species. So I'm glad I'm studying now. I've not been to Europe yet. Dusky Striped Shiner, Luxulus Pillsbury. I believe I have this one. Once upon a time I got this one. I don't remember where. Oh, probably South Missouri. Somewhere along the way I caught this one, I swear. At least I'm pretty sure. I think it was the only Luxulus in the area where I caught it. Ah well, I swear I caught it. It's a cool one, Dusky Striped Shiner. There aren't really very many good photos of it. It's a very pretty one. The fact that this is the best photo in this tiny carrying tank sucks. Luxulus Pillsbury. There was another Pillsbury. I don't remember what genus it was, though. Bridal Shiner. Let's go. You thought the iron color Shiner was bad in terms of observations? Look at this. There's 83 observations of Bridal Shiner. 50 of them are me. Natropus bifurnatus. I don't think I need to study Bridal Shiner. Call me egotistical, but, you know, it's literally tattooed on my arm. I think I'm okay. Red Spot Chub. Nokomis asper. I believe I got that one for the first time the other day. Oh, I did not get Red Spot Chub. We tried to get Red Spot Chub. Or no, we didn't try Red Spot Chub. We talked about how I didn't have Red Spot Chub. Are Danios a minnow? We'll find out. I don't know if Danios are in the Leucicidae and the true minnows. They might be a fake minnow, but we'll find out. Almost asper. Alright. Arroyo Chub. Gila or Cootie. Alright, that is a southern California, Los Angeles area. Wow, interesting. So if you live in Los Angeles and you want to catch fish, you would think, oh, there's nothing alive in these ecosystems, but hey, seems like there's a good amount of Arroyo chubs. You could take a pretty good picture of one of those. The best picture on there here is pretty bad. Texas Shiner, Natropus amabilis. I'm gonna guess it's in Texas and then in Mexico a little bit. Makes sense. Tricolor Shiner, there's a very pretty one. This is one of the prettiest minnows I've ever caught. I have to find it. Well, this is one from the other day, but I want to find the older one. Yeah, it's this one. So this is one I caught the other day, but less pretty. This guy was the crazy one. Look at this. It literally looks like there was an oil spill on his fin. Literally looks like there was an oil spill on his fin. That's how crazy the rainbow coloration is on this guy. They get so pretty. I love tricolors. So you truly are the minnow king? I'm working on it. I'm learning every minnow in the world right now. Oh, rainbow shiner. Okay. That's a very pretty one. When rainbow shiners get colored up, it's very pretty. Are there any good pictures of colored up rainbow shiners on here? Why everyone who catches a pretty one doesn't take a very good picture? But yeah, no, rainbow shiners get crazy. Like, look at this. It's crazy. They're just, like, ridiculous. Look at this. And they're in, like, a shallow stream puddle. So you're in, like, a shallow stream, and look in the water. It's just filled with a bunch of crazy red things. Pink, whatever. Lahontan red side. This is the Richardsonius that I like. Richardsonius egregious. There's not very good pictures of this one, but I think it's a really pretty fish. I like Lahontan red side. I think they're more of what, a northern? Oh no, they're outside of California, on the other side of the mountains. That's what it is. Whatever this mountain range is. Red lip shiner. Natropus. My god. Stop. Natropus. Chileticus. Where is this one? North Carolina. Did I catch this one? I feel like I caught this one when I was in North Carolina. I went through a lot of these areas, so I would imagine I did. Chileticus. Good to know. There's no way this is a Natropus, by the way. Whenever the splits happen, this will not end up in Natropus. This does not look like a Natropus at all. I wonder how many of these fish I've been next to without knowing. A lot! That is the amazing thing about it. If every person in America went to their local stream right now and dip netted it for like 45 minutes, we would probably document almost every species in the country. We would improve data by so much. I mean, I know this is a ridiculous and unrealistic thing, but... Macrohybopsis, our first macrohybopsis. I don't know if it's the only macrohybopsis. I don't know much about this, but silver chub. It's just an ugly little own genus thing. If you press the scroll wheel, should be able to open a new tab without using right-click menu. Is it scroll wheel? I thought it was like right-click and hold up or something. I'll try it. This guy has an interesting range.
Poggers.
Hype Minnow Party.
Alrighty, well, thank you, little elf. I now have to relearn 5 minnows. What minnows do I want to relearn? Let's relearn Texas Shiner. Oh yeah, it works as long as I click the right thing. Pugnose, because that's its own genus. Roundtail chub. Balkan Italic minnow, and Schneider. Alright, Texas Shiner. Central Texas, a little bit of Mexico, Notropis amabilis. And it's like, I guess it's a comely-like a stout comely-like Notropis. Pugnose minnow is throughout sort of the south and then also weirdly in southern Indiana. And that's its Osphopoidus amilii. It's a cool one. It really looks like it should be a Notropis. Like, looking at this picture, this looks like a Pugnose Shiner. This looks like it should be a Notropis. But I guess something about the stoutness of the body and the scales are wrong. Roundtail chub was the deserty thing. It's in Colorado and Arizona. Balkan Italic minnow. It's mostly on the other side of the Alps, south side of the Alps. That is Foxinus lumirial. This is the other Foxinus, as opposed to Foxinus foxinus, which is on the northern side of the Alps. And then Schneider, Albernoides bipunctatus. Pretty widespread through Europe, but more on the sporadic side, but above the Alps. Alright, streamlined chub. Pretty one. I do like Aramystax as a genus. This is Aramystax dissimilis. This one's not that terribly far. If I do a trip to like Pittsburgh, this is one of the ones I would target there in western Pennsylvania. That and trout perch. Languedoc minnow. Oh, we've got another fox in this. Okay. Oh, this one has a pretty restricted range. Look at this. It's just between the Alps here that separate France and Italy, and then Spain here in Andorra. This is a cool one. Languedoc, another Foxinus. So there's 3 species of Foxinus we've come into contact with so far in Europe. It's pretty cool. Europe does have some minnow diversity. It's not the best, especially if you're in like the UK, but most of Europe has a decent amount of... the problem is they all look the same, but that can make it fun, I think. Crescent Shiner. I believe I have that one. Yeah, I got that one in North Carolina. They're like a very common Luxulus in there. There's a lot of Luxulus in this area as well, though. Crescent Shiner. Luxulus saracenus. Topeka Shiner. This is the one that I don't believe should be a Notropis. It's a very weird looking one. I don't know why it's a Notropis. Look at it. Look at how thick it is. This probably should be its own genus. I've never seen anything that looks like this thing. Very odd. Notropis topeka. Very cool, unique shiner, but nothing looks like it. Ribbon Shiner. Wow, the best picture for this one is terrible. It's another one of the Lythruurus. Yeah, so they need better pictures of this one. Wow, this guy took a really good picture of the face. Did he take a good picture of the fish in general? Why is this not the photo? This should be the photo. Why is the photo so... Okay, whatever. Calendino. This is a Squalius. This is a European. This is our third Squalius we've run into. Calendino. This is a Portuguese/Spanish one. Seems like there's some interesting, unique fish, minnows in like Spain to Portugal area. So if I really wanted to span Europe, I think I would do South Germany and then North Italy, and then I guess the Portugal-Spain border. Seems to be the most diverse sets of minnows so far. Saffron Shiner. I got this one in Tennessee, I believe. Yep. Gorge. Gatlinburg. That's a pretty one. Yeah, they get quite pretty. Look at this for a Notropis. Notropis rubricroecius. That's a weird name. I did not remember that one. Rubricroecius. Chinese minnow. There's a Chinese minnow? That's cool. Then China? Oh my god. There's minnows in South Korea. There's minnows in North Korea. I mean, it's not documented because they're not allowed to use iNaturalist probably, but there's Chinese and South Korean minnow. That's cool. Wow, this minnow's probably... think about how long these two minnows have been distant from each other. interesting. Rhynchocyprus. Cool. Chinese minnow. North Italian roach. Okay. Wasn't there already an Italian roach? Oh, this is a different genus. This is Leucos, not Leucissus. Why do I assume that their naming system means anything? No fish naming system means anything. Leucos aula. What number are we at? Let me finish this column and then I will let you know. Silver shiner. Silver shiner is just a, like, breast belt thing, I guess. Natropus photogenis. It's not very photogenic, but I guess if you say so. It's just kind of long. This looks like it's one of the comelies. I've never seen this one, silver shiner. It looks like it's one of the comelies, rosy faces. Metallic shiner. I have this one. I took a pretty decent picture of this one. Where's my picture? There it is. Metallic shiner. Unfortunately, there was some fog on the glass, and this is with my old photo tank, but I guess a decent photo. They're quite pretty. Pteronotropus metallicus. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Whatever 23 times 5 is. 115? We're 115 down. 350-ish to go. Alright. Sufia. What is a Sufia? Telistes. That's a European genus. I know that much. That's an interesting one. See, that's what I mean, man. I gotta go to southern Germany. This area here has all the cool minnows. Telistes Sufia. Interesting. Cute little minnow. It's unfortunate that, like, the minnows in Europe seem to have, like, no coloration for the most part. So you kind of have to go by, like, relative sizes of different body parts. Bandfin shiner. I think this is one I got the other day. Oh no, it was one we tried for but didn't end up getting. It's just a Luxulus that's has, like, yeah, weird band here. Luxulus zonistius, not to be confused with Luxulus zonatus, the bleeding shiner. Rough shiner. Tropus bilae. Did I get this one? No, I did not. This one's in Alabama. Didn't get it, I guess. Oh, it's just a very tall Natropus. Interesting. Rovelia. That's a new genus. Starmar rutilis. Well, rutilis was a European genus, so I'm going to assume this is a European minnow. Oh, it's an Italian, basically exclusive. It's not even in northern Italy. Interesting, it's on this side of the second mountain range. Or is this just a separation of the Alps, or is it a separate mountain range? I don't know. Northern Iberian chub. That's another Portugal one. That's another reason to go to Portugal. Wow, that just looks like every other one I've seen. I'm gonna need some serious studying to tell the difference between some of the European dace here and chubs. They're a bit tough. Sandbar shiner, that's a cool one. I have a bunch of those. It just looks like a telescope shiner, but it's not in the range, I think. Other than, like, a weird area where they overlap. Natropus skepticus. Yeah, I got that one in North Carolina. Desert speckled dace. So here's one of the splits of the speckled dace. Had I done this challenge 6 months ago, maybe a little more than 6 months ago, this species would not have existed. The species was just described, Lahontan speckled dace. And it's in the mountains here, unsurprisingly. Sailfin shiner, Pteronotropus hypsiloteris. That is, yeah, that's a panhandle. Pteronotropus. Eastern silvery minnow. Woo! That's my friend's picture. I love eastern silvery minnow. The most odd and cryptic fish in the world. There's my eastern silvery minnow picture. Yay. Terrible picture. I want to take better pictures of them at some point. They're a tough fish to photograph because they just have no distinguishing features, and they live in murky water, which I guess if I brought water with me, it's a pain. Twee chub, Siphatellus bicolor. Oh, interesting. It's a Californian mountain one. There's a subspecies, Fish Lake Valley twee chub, Diphytalis bicolor subspecies 4? Jesus. I feel like I'm playing a video game. What a name. They're in one spring in that area. Interesting. Wee chub. Diphytalis bicolor. Rosefin shiner is another Lythruris. Lythruris ardens. And it's mostly just in Virginia and North Carolina. Good to know. I don't know if I got it. I might have gotten it when I was there. Zeeg. This has to be a European minnow. Helicus cultratus. Yep. Oh, it's a mostly Russian one. That's cool. And it looks like nothing I've ever seen before. I have no idea. I guess like a long... Oh, it kind of looks like a bluefish, I guess. Like an upturned bluefish. Dixie chub. Smodalus Thorianius. This is just, it looks like all the others. I think it has, what, a slightly more diffuse black line. And it's in the Dixie area, Alabama, Atlanta, so forth. River Shiner, Natropus blenius. One that I will have trouble catching because it's basically only in large rivers from what I remember. I mean, I guess I could get a cast net and catch some River Shiner. Natropus blenius. Whitefin Shiner. I believe I have that one from North Carolina. Yep, Cyprinella nivea. Fiery Black Shiner. That's a cool one. Did I catch this one? I think I caught this one by accident when I was in North Carolina. But it was an ugly one. Am I wrong? I guess I'm wrong. Man, a lot of these fish I thought I remembered catching, but I hadn't. There's some pretty ones. Look at this. Damn. If only this person had a... Oh my god, if you had a slightly better photo tank, that's probably like the prettiest Fiery Black Shiner in existence. But your photo tank just kind of sucks. If only you had ordered an AVNJ photo tank. Alright, long-nosed shiner. I've never heard of a long-nosed shiner. Natropus longiorostris. Well, that's a fairly straightforward name. Long nose. Interesting. Just like a weird belt around, almost coastal here. That's weird, but okay. Lake minnow. Rhynchocyprus. Rhynchocyprus was a European one, right? Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. Damn, look at that diversity. Oh, yeah, Rhynchocyprus was the Chinese minnow. Oh, this is cool. This one's in Japan. And all throughout Russia. Probably in other Asian countries as well. They just don't get as good documentation on iNaturalist of fish. White-eye bream. It's a new genus. Balarus sappa. Mostly Russia, but through Eastern Europe as well. White-eye bream. Balarus. Hey, that one looks fairly unique. That might be the most unique looking one I've seen. It looks like some of the Malaysian minnows I caught. Flathead chub. That's an American one. I think it's a deserty one. Platyogobio. Platygovio. Oh, it's not a desert one. What a weird range. That's right. This is the only unique fish, I think, in Wyoming and Montana. If you go to Wyoming and Montana, they have, like, no interesting fish. It's all just, like, the game fish that every other state has stocked, you know, extensively, other than flathead chub, which you can, like, only get, or most commonly get in that area. Platygobio gracilis. Vimbabream. Ooh, what's wrong with its face? Wait, do they all have that on the face? Kind of. A little bump on the lip. That's cool. Look at his bump on his face. That's so cute. Interesting. It's a weird range. Something tells me this is a data lack rather than it actually not being in Ukraine or Belarus. Hitch. Lavinia exilicauda. They really do love their short... Oh, wait. This is a European minnow. Or this is an American minnow. I was going to say this is a European one. Lavinia. I have never heard of the genus Lavinia. What the hell is a Pajaro salinus hitch? Wow. That is a very isolated fish. That's cool. There's some interesting subspecies over in California. Black spot shiner, Tropus atrocodalis. And it's mostly a Texas thing. Fair enough. Blue chub. Another desert one, I assume. Gila Corulia. Oh, wow. That's a pretty limited one. It's basically only in Klamath in Oregon. Okay. Comely shiner. Hey, this picture's mine. Yep, comely shiner is the, like, rosy face, emerald shiner, silver jaw, I believe, of this area. They're cool. All of these observations are basically me. I love comelies. Adore minnow. Hey, another foxinus. Oh, this one's pretty. Oh, and it's all through the mountains here of Andorra. Well, I guess that makes sense. Foxinus bigeri. Has anyone taken a pretty picture of it? You Europeans, if you live in one of these, like, oh, bro, how did you not fish this up and take a picture? Look at this thing. This would have been, oh my god, this would have been the prettiest minnow to ever bless Europe, and you didn't take a good picture of it. That's an L. You guys live in Europe, you really need to go out and net some creeks, because there's a lot of pretty shiners, and just shiners in general, that need better documentation. Umpqua pike minnow. Umpqua being the southern Oregon place that I did plan a trip to go there at some point, but it didn't end up going because I was going to go for Umpqua and speckled dace. This is another one of the Bichochelius umpqui. Alright, flame chub. Hey, I caught a flame chub the other day. Yep, that's my picture. That's also my picture. I caught 2 flame chubs, and then my friend also took pictures of the same flame chubs. They're reasonably pretty. Mostly in this, like, south central Tennessee area. Mirror shiner. That's a fun one. I believe... Did I catch this one when I was in Gatlinburg? No, I did not. I don't think. It was in the area, but I don't think I ended up getting it. Nitropus spectronculus. Silver stripe. Tropus stilvius. Atlanta. Well, I guess just Birmingham in general. Oh, this is one of the ones I was looking out for. This is the comely guy, right? Yeah. This is one of those, like, this will probably be its own genus eventually with comely and rosy face and such. South Urinase. Well, we did see a nace already. Protochondrostoma genii. Nice. Another Northern Italy. Dude, I'm telling you, Northern Italy is gas. There's a lot of cool, like, unique shiners there that aren't elsewhere. I think maybe if I do a trip, I'm going to go, like, to Zurich and get all of the minnows in this area, and then literally just take a cab through the mountains, get all the minnows in North Italy, and then probably fly out from, like, Milan or something. Red-eye chub, Pteronotropus harperi. This was a regular Notropus at one point, wasn't it? Oh, wow. But it looks so Pteronotropus-y. Interesting. Chiselmouth. Gila. Oh, another Gila. This one's called Chiselmouth. Interesting. Rather than a desert whatever. Oh, but this one's a north one. Okay, Gila spans more of the west than I thought it did as a genus. I thought Gila was more restricted to this, like, deserty southern area. But it's fairly wide spread. Wedge spot shiner. Nitropus greenie. I don't think I got this, even though I was in area, I guess, around South St. Louis. I probably put this on a list at some point because I went into Mark Twain National Forest, but I didn't get it. Nitropus greeni. Flagfin shiner, another pretty Pteronotropus. Pteronotropus signipinus. Not to be confused with Lutropinus. Oh my god, bro. Get a photo tank. Bro, seriously? Homie put it in a vial. That would be such a pretty photo if you had a photo tank. God. More people need to order from AVNJ Microfishing. On Etsy. Utah chub, another Gila. Fish vial. It's so cursed to take a picture of a fish in a vial. Mostly Utah, but it goes up into Idaho and Wyoming a bit. That is Gila atraria. Mississippi silver minnow. Ah, I love silvery minnows. Ibonathus nucalus. Oh wow, they're They're fairly widespread. This is I mean, most of the silvery minnows are pretty widespread. The problem just being that they're in the most odd habitats. Hey, that's a pretty good picture. Honestly, silvery minnows are hard to photograph. That's probably one of the best pictures. Western speckled dace. Hey, here's another new species from this year. The split of the speckled dace in certain areas of California. Lemethensis. Zope. Gotta be European. Yep. Zope. Cool. I love Zope. Sacramento blackfish. Well, this is not the true blackfish, though I do love true blackfish. This is a weird fish. What an odd looking fish. What is this, man? Orthodon microlepidotus. Are we sure this is a minnow? We're sure this isn't. This looks like it should be a cyprinid. It should be a type of carp. This is an odd looking one. It's a new genus, Orthodon. It looks like a carp. It's a big minnow. Russian spearlin. Oh, that's cool. Albernoides rossicus. Cool. Russian. Oh, I cannot wait. I don't know if I've told you guys my master plan. If you've ever heard of the Cross-Siberian Railroad, it's basically a train that goes all the way across Russia. I believe it has stops. Hopefully it has stops. Otherwise, my entire plan falls apart. But I'm just going to like stop and spend a day in random small towns and catch local fish. It's going to be a vibe. All right. Pinewood shiner. Lythruurus matunis. Lythruurus. That's mostly North Carolina. I had to have caught this thing, right? Because I went fishing right around that area. Lythruurus matunitus. Big mouth chub. Another Nokomis. Is that the rarest Nokomis? It might be. Oh, wait, no. There's a more restricted Nokomis. I targeted this one, I think, but I don't think I got it. Nokomis platyrhynchus. What is platyrhynchus? Why do I know that? Maybe I'm thinking Oxyrhynchus. Shoal chub, and the best photo they have on it has black spot disease. Oh wait, never mind, that's just its coloration. It just looks like that. Oh, it's another Macrohybopsis. What else was Macrohybopsis? The silvery minnow? Or silver minnow? I didn't know there was another Macrohybopsis. Interesting. Japanese dace? What is this? Wait, that picture was sick. Yo! Sick! Pseudaspius haconensis. Cool. That is a cool ass minnow. Holy shit. That's a cool minnow. Is it mostly in Japan? It's in just Japan and South Korea. That is a cool minnow. I've never seen like that red contrasted by that white, and the red is so clean, and it's such a large minnow. Wow, that is a cool minnow. That's a really cool one. Might have to go to Japan one day. Monacial round-nosed minnow. Ah, South Texas / Mexico. Makes sense. Dionda. Is this our first Dionda? Dionda's like a mostly Mexican genus, I think. Argentosa. Blotch chub. I caught one of those. Actually, I caught a couple of those the other day. Hey, look. Here's my picture of a blotch chub. Oh, wait. This is not my picture. This is my picture. Blotch chub. Cute. Aramai Saxon sickness. Dusky shiner. Dusky is like the iron color of the South. Well, it overlaps, I think, with iron color, but it's just a slightly different looking one. Dude, my neck hurts. Ugh. War. Alright, Natropus cummingsi. Kusa shiner. I think I got one of those the other day. Natropus zynocephalus. Yeah. Kusa shiner. Hog. Proserpine shiner. I've never heard of this. Cyprinella proserpina. What was the Japanese minnow's name? Japanese dace. Pseudaspius haconensis. Oh, wow. This is a very range. Wow, there's a Cyprinella that's basically restricted to this. Like, there's no water here, bro. This is a desert. What? Oh, there's a creek in here that oh, my God. Independence Creek. This thing's basically restricted, this Cyprinella, to this one creek. Wow, it's quite interesting looking. What a weird looking cyprinella. Look at its face. Wow, it's definitely a cyprinella, but that's an odd one. Interesting. Sonora chub, another Gila. Wow, Gila really has a lot of fish in it. And this one is literally, oh my god, it's only in the South Arizona right along the Mexican border. Gila ditinea. Longjaw minnow. Tropus amplumata. Cool. A ring around Alabama. Blunt face shiner. I think I got that one the other day. Yes, I did get a blunt face shiner the other day. It was the only one in that drainage in northwest Tennessee. Cyprinella chimera. Doro nace. Hey, another nace. But this is pseudochondrostoma. Was the other one pseudochondrostoma? I don't think it was. And it's another Portuguese one. Cool. It was something chondrostoma. It was like prochondrostoma or something. Baikal dace. Is this limited to Lake Baikal? Leucissus baikalensis? That would be cool. It's not limited to Lake Baikal. But it's in the area of Lake Baikal. That'd be another thing. Go swimming in Lake Baikal. Stream doesn't end until I touch the bottom of Lake Baikal. Tie 2 rocks to each of my ankles. Another nace. Pseudochondrostoma polylepis. Another Portuguese one. Nace seems to be like a Portuguese/Spanish thing. Black Sea chub. Oh, wait, like in the Black Sea. Cool. Petroleucissus. Borsynthicus. That looks like golden shiner. I'm gonna need to do a lot of studying on European minnows if I ever plan to travel there. Oh, this is a cool one. Gravel chub. This is the only fish I know of that has a dash in the Latin name. It's Aramistax X-punctatus. Punctatus. Gravel chub. I think, did I catch one of these? I feel like I remember catching one of these in Missouri. But once again, a fish that I think I remember catching, I have no evidence of doing so. But look, it's in there. I don't know. Ghost shiner, Notropus buchanani. Never caught this one, I don't think. Wow, well. That is a small little, like, indescriptive Notropus. I guess its description is that it's indescript. Terran. Rutulus. Okay, that's a pretty limited range, honestly. It's just another Black Sea, but it's like a Black Sea Rutulus. Southern Iberian chub. Another Squaleus. It's been a while. Pyrrhinicus. But this is a Squaleus that's mostly limited to Portugal and Spain. The other ones were not. Notropus, Pugnose, Notropus anagenus. I want this one. I think my friend Mark caught one of these somewhat recently. I don't know if he posted it to iNaturalist. He doesn't post everything. But this is a fun one to target. It's like out way in the open. So you have to like rent a kayak and then swim out into, or, you know, kayak out into the bay a bit to like big patches of vegetation. See, like all the way out here. But they're there. Saltillo chub, Gila modesta. Whoa. Talk about a limited range. Seriously? This chub's entire range is this little bend of a river in Mexico. I'm like approaching-ish halfway, little elf. I'm not at halfway. I'm probably at like 40%. That would be my guess. Ugh. Plains minnow. Hey, I didn't know about that. There's another Hybonathus. Hybog. Oh, it's like a Texan, Oklahoman Hybog. Oh, wow. It's around Kansas City, too. Well, I'm sad I never caught that. Well, that's probably because it's in the Missouri River. Placitus. Cherryfin shiner. Lythurus rosipinus. That is pretty centralized to Mississippi. Sometimes I wonder how some fish are still here with small ranges. They probably won't be long term. But now imagine how many fish had small ranges like that and went extinct before we started properly documenting fish. Sad to think about. There's probably a couple hundred extra species of minnow that just went extinct before anyone ever studied minnows. This is an interesting one. Ripple minnow. I think we targeted this in Alabama, but we did not get it. It's another one of the Phenacobius. Phenacobius catastomus, right? Because it looks like a white sucker. Maritza chub. It's interesting. Squalius. Maritza chub. This is... Oh, wow. That's interesting. It's like a Black Sea. Or not a Black Sea. Like a southern Bulgaria / Macedonia. Interesting. Wait, it's a freshwater fish that's found... Oh my god, look at this. It's found on this island. This Greek island that has a freshwater stream going through the center of it. It's found in there. That's crazy. Rhinocyprus. Why do I know Rhino? We've seen this we've seen two Rhinocyprus. Where were they? I can't remember. Steindacknery. Oh, that's right. The Rhinocyprus was the Chinese minnow and the lake minnow. The big one was the lake. Or no, wait. That was a different one. But cool. Japanese minnow. Asian minnows are cool. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of diversity, or maybe we haven't found much of that yet, but it's pretty cool that there's minnows in Japan. Ozark chub. Aramystex harpier. Oh, maybe this is the one that I caught. Is it this one? I thought I caught gravel chub, but it was Ozark chub. No, maybe not. Maybe I've just never caught an Aramystex before, and I thought I would. How does a freshwater fish get to a body of water on an island in the middle of an ocean? Well, the island was not always attached, or the island was not always separated. Islands drift over time. So at one point, it was probably connected, and thus they were able to colonize it however many million years, 100,000 years ago. And as the island separated, they just stayed on the island. Greenhead shiner. Wow, this one really needs a photo upgrade. You'll notice the photos get worse and worse as we go down the list. Yeah, this is one I targeted in North Carolina. I don't remember if I caught it or not. Chlorocephalus. Makes sense. Chlora means green, right? And cephalus means head, so... Island shiner. Entropus microteryx. Kentucky, Tennessee. Oh, this one was in Gatlinburg. I really didn't catch this one when I was in Gatlinburg. That would have been, what, September 2022? No, I guess I never caught one. Interesting. Alright. Sandhills chub. Oh yeah, I know this one. This is like the super restricted range Somodilus. It's just in this one area. I actually went to the Sandhill area specifically for this. I went to one of these areas here, but it was swampy. Like, it looks like it's like a nice flowing creek, but it was like a swamp. So I wasn't able to find one because it doesn't really seem like creek chub habitat. Another Gila, Rio Grande chub. I'm guessing this is like a South Texas. Oh, why is it called the... Okay, whatever. Bad naming system. New Mexico area. Cool. Tamaulipas. Tamaulipas. Is this the one of the Entropus that's in... Oh. Okay. Well, thank you, Tubby Tubs. Alright, I guess I'll pick my 25 shiners to relearn. Okay. We'll relearn you and you and you. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20, 24, 25. Alrighty. Ozark chub. Mostly restricted to the Ozarks, North Tennessee. Aramystex hairy. Bro! So I'll relearn another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm trying to choose the ones that I don't recognize. 16, so that I make sure I jam them into my head further. 18, 19, 20, 22, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. All right. Well, I've got a lot of fish to relearn before I get to head back here to the Tamaulipas Shiner. Okay. Rhinocyprus steindachnery. This doesn't have a common name, but it's just a little minnow that's mostly in Japan, but it's in South Korea, and probably a bit of China as well. Maritsa chub. This is sort of like the Bulgaria, South Balkan endemic here. It's one of the squalius. Gila modesta. This is the one that's super range restricted to one little section of a river in Mexico. Okay. Jesus. All right. I'm gonna put all the Europeans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, okay, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Oh my god, look at my tabs. My computer fan started going faster, you fucks. Okay. Gravel chub, the only minnow that I know of that has a dash in the Latin name, expunctatus. Okay. Through Missouri, through Indianapolis, sort of a rust belt. Aramystacks. Cool. Black Sea chub, mostly limited to the Black Sea, but makes its way up into Russia a bit. Petrolucissus borsenthenicus. Cool. Aramystacks insignis, basically in Tennessee. I caught this one the other day. Blotch chub. I got that one down, I think. Shoal chub. This is the other Macrohybopsis other than silver minnow. It is found in sort of like a weird diagonal belt from the Great Lakes down to Texas. I need a name for that because it seems to be a common range. Sacramento blackfish. Unsurprisingly, mostly in the Sacramento area. Orthodon. It looks more like a carp than it does a minnow. Wedge spot shiner. Missouri to North Arkansas. Natropus greeni. Flagfin shiner. This is the panhandle Pteronotropus. One of the panhandle Pteronotropus. Pteronotropus signapinus. Hitch is mostly just a Western California, coastal California little minnow that's pretty common there in the most populated areas. Adore minnow. This is the cool, very cool looking Foxinus that is mostly endemic to these. It seems to like these mountain ranges along the border here of France and Spain. And I will remember Adore because it's in the Andorra area. Umpqua pike minnow is a pike minnow mostly restricted to the Umpqua National Forest in that area in Oregon. Chilus umpqui, it's easy enough. Black spot shiner is mostly a Texan shiner, Natropus atrocaudalis. Oh, that was a mistake. Thorn trees, what the fuck? Hello? Why did all of these break? Oh no, I must have accidentally opened a bunch of random tabs. Foster check, okay. Oh my god, you need to load. Fiery black shiner. That is Cyprinella, I don't know. My computer fan is going so fast. Guys, I think you're going to crash my computer. All right, we'll move on to the next fish. Oh my god, I missed a lot. What the hell? Okay. Metallic shiner. I know that one. Pteronotropus metallicus. That's north to central Florida Pteronotropus. That's an easy enough one to recognize. Oh my god, why aren't these ones loading? Because I had so many tabs open? It was. All right, Cyprinella. Oh, I'm glad I went back to this one. Cyprinella pyrahomilis. Okay, cool. That's like the North Carolina mountain area. Spain, Portugal, of course, it's a squalius, but there are some squalius, I believe, north of the Alps, but this is the Calandino is the like Spanish-Portuguese restricted one. Languedoc minnow, this is the Foxinus. So there's the the Andau minnow, which is the foxinus that's sort of in these mountains here. It looks like there's also Languedoc minnow in these mountains, but this spans between these mountains and the Alps. And then you've got foxinus, which sort of takes over up there. Lahontan red side is a pretty range-restricted Richardsonius egregious. Rainbow shiner, Neutropus chromis, very beautiful. This sort of like diagonal range through Alabama. Red lip shiner, Neutropus chileticus, through North Carolina. I believe I caught one at one point. Texas shiner, Neutropus amabilis. This is sort of a central to South Texas. Also seems to be potentially in Mexico a little bit as well, Neutropus. One of the weird unidentified Texas Neutropuses. Red spot chub, we know that one. That's the Arkansas-Missouri border. I don't believe I actually got it or anything when I was there, but it's Nokomis asper. Common nace. This is named for being common across Europe. Common nace, fair enough. Chondrostoma, that's right. So we did see a pseudochondrostoma. Some of the other nace were pseudochondrostoma, but this is just regular chondrostoma. Chondrostoma nassus. All right, round tail chub. This is one of the Gilas, I believe, Gila robusta, because it's round. This is mostly a southern Arizona thing, but it's in a few other areas as well. Albarella. This is a cool one. This is a North Italy, or just Italy in general, south side of the Alps minnow. Alabama shiner. I know that one decently. Alabama to Atlanta. It was one of the only Cyprinella in the drainage that it was in. Balkan italic minnow. This is a South Alps, but actually it really likes to kind of be in the Alps. It's just barely outside of the mountain range. This is a cool foxinus. This is the foxinus that's below the Alps. So we've got the Andau foxinus here. We've got the other foxinus that crosses here. We've got the foxinus that crosses up here, and then we've got the foxinus here. So the genus of foxinus is pretty well like range and restricted. Hardhead. This is the Mylopherondon conocephalus. This is a very cool looking. This is what I call the freshwater cobia. It's native to like Central California. Yes, AVNJ talk. I am just talking right now because there's a lot. I'm trying to get through it quickly. Coastal roach, Hesperolucus venustus. This just makes sense. It's a coastal fish in California. Ruivaco, a Portuguese/Spanish one. It's a pretty cool one. Achondrostoma. So there's the genus Chondrostoma, Pseudochondrostoma, and Achondrostoma. A lot of, I guess, similarly related things. Ruivaco is a cool name. Silverjaw minnow. This is I think this is one of the comely Neutropus. Oh, it's not. No. It's just a tall Neutropus. Okay. Neutropus buccatus. It's the one I tried to catch in Maryland. Brassy minnow. This is like a northern America / southern Canada. Hibonathus hankinsoni. California roach is unsurprisingly a Hesperolucus, native to California. Asp is Leucissus aspius. It's a common fish throughout Europe. Chub. This is the squalius that's absolutely everywhere. It's the most widespread squalius by far, and one of the most observed fish on iNaturalist in general. We have. Are there any minnows in Sweden? Here you go. Rudd and chub. Those are both in Sweden. I don't think they're Sweden specific, but they're in there, especially South Sweden. They seem to be somewhat common even. Scardinius erythophthalmus. Oh god, I hate this name. Erythophthalmus. Common roach. Yep, there's another Swedish one. They're all over Europe. Very common one. Rutilus is the common roach. Alburnus is the bleak. Also very common throughout Europe. Common bream. Abramus brahma. That's an easy enough one. Very common throughout Europe. I'm trying to learn all these European minnows. Here's the common one. Foxinus. Actually, this one's pretty much everywhere. This one overlaps the range of all the other Foxinus. So you probably need good ID features to tell this Foxinus from the other ones because it overlaps the range of all the rest. Cavadano chub. This is a squalius that is restricted basically to below the Alps. I never realized Europe had such beautiful separations, I guess, of the fish species. It's pretty cool. Northern pike minnow. This is the Oregonensis pike minnow. Speckled dace. Most widespread and everywhere except California, where it got split into like 3 different species. Silver bream, Blicka probably still the best last name or Latin name I've ever heard. Blicka, pretty widespread throughout Europe. Sacramento pike minnow, so this is just basically just the southern range of the northern pike minnow, but it's grandis instead of oregonensis. Telestes moticellis, unsurprisingly, the Italian riffledace is in Italy, on the southern side of the Alps. Orf is a pretty widespread leucissus, actually goes very far into Russia. Lake chub, this is Coetus plumbeus, very widespread throughout Canada and all the way almost to Alaska, but yet also somewhat close to, I think there's a spot somewhat close to New Jersey, somewhere in here where you're supposed to be able to get them as well. Pretty cool, wide range. Fine scale dace. This is a mostly Canadian / northern fish, that sort of bioregion of just like a bunch of Canadian lakes.
Minnows are cool, aren't they?
Thank you, Link. Minnows are indeed cool. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your 5 fish that I have to relearn. Fine scale dace, yeah, the northern one. This is thorn map. Redfin shiner. This is the whatever, I don't know what I want to call this belt. I gotta come up with a good name for it. Goes from the Great Lakes down to South Texas, because a couple minnows have this range. Lythuris, umbratilis, it's a pretty one, redfin shiner. California roach, unsurprisingly, is a mostly coastal California Hesperolucas species. Royo chub, this is in the LA. Gila, yeah, this is like one of the only fish that's like actually in the LA area because those waters are so damn bad. Lahontan redside, it's pretty range restricted, but beautiful redside in California. Ribbon shiner, this is another Lythuris with a similar range, except it doesn't go all the way up to the Great Lakes. Silver shiner, this one is one of the comely / rosy face group, and this is just sort of like a rust belt species. Photogenous, even though I don't think it's that photogenic. North Italian roach, unsurprisingly in North Italy. Lucos aula, it kind of goes into South Italy as well, but mostly around the Alps here. Topeka shiner, the weird one that shouldn't probably even be a Notropis topeka. It's just a very odd fish. Chinese minnow, this is the Rhynchocyprus that is in China, but it also seems to be more common or just more observed in South Korea. Languedoc minnow, this is the Phoxinus that is found between the mountains of Andorra and then the Alps. Arroyo chub is the LA chub. Pugnose minnow is the Ospiopotus. I think it might be the only one in its genus that sort of goes along the south here, but also has a weird spot in southern Indiana. All right, I have caught up with the ones that I owed from subs. Now, where was I? I was on the Tamaulipas shiner. Tamaulipas shiner is pretty range restricted. Look at that, right along sort of the Rio Grande there, right along the border. Actually, is that still the Rio Grande there? Oh, it is, yeah. Right along the border there of Mexico and the United States. It's pretty Notropis. Well, that one's pretty fat. Interesting. One of the Mexican Notropis. Sacramento splittail, Pogonicthes. Oh, that's interesting. The whole like North American minnows are Pogonicthinae. So, yeah, it's clearly named similarly. And unsurprisingly, the Sacramento splittail is like around Sacramento. There's a lot of stuff named after Sacramento. Mopa dace. This is a Gila. Cool. A Gila that's very restricted right outside of Las Vegas. Well, if you ever go to Las Vegas and you're bored, there's a dace that's pretty restricted to one little area nearby. Red-tailed chub. Oh, this is the rarest Nokomis, I believe. But I got this one the other day. Or no, it's not the rarest Nokomis, but I did get this one the other day in Tennessee. Yeah, there's my red-tailed chub, Nokomis effusus. Orangefin shiner, Notropis amphiphilus. An Alabama one. Okay, South Alabama. Fair enough. Stargazing minnow. Another Phenacobius. Don't have this one, but it's a pretty Phenacobius. I think I tried for this one at some point or another when I was in Tennessee, but I did not get it. Guadalupe round-nosed minnow. Another Deonda. Interesting. A Deonda that's mostly in central Texas, I guess. Yeah, Deonda club. Alright. I gotta go to the bathroom. The next fish up is a Japanese one, I believe. The pseudo-aspius. I believe that was one of like the primarily Japanese ones. All right. BRB. Bro, what have I done here? How did I do this? My headphones wrap around the underside of my chair. Okay. Right back. Gotta go to the bathroom. All right, back to it. What do you guys think is in the Amazon box? Nothing. I have a bunch of empty boxes that I use for when I ship out the photo tanks. All right. What am I on? Pacific Redfin. This is the Japanese one. Probably. Pseudo-aspius, yeah. Pseudo-aspius seems to be a Japanese one. This is another very pretty one. Wow, this entire genus is really pretty. This looks almost identical to the other one. It's got to be a cool fish to fish for. I swear, you see people pull up this type of thing in anime, and you're like, oh yeah, okay. Wow, look at how beautiful the scales are and the coloration on the scales. That is a gorgeous fish. Makes me want to go to Japan, even though there haven't been very many minnows. All right. Bermahuela, Acondrastoma, so it's Europe. Mostly a Spanish. Has a more desert-adapted minnow, it looks like, because it's all around in the desert. Rosy-faced chub. Another Hybopsis. Hybopsis rubrifrons. Where is this one? Oh, Atlanta to South Carolina. Allegheny pearl dace. And look, that's my photo. Woohoo, Allegheny pearl dace. I observed this. Let's go, Allegheny pearl dace. I observed that one too. Rediscovered in New Jersey. New River Shiner. Natropus scabriceps. Hey, I observed this one once upon a time. Hey, look, yeah, there's my New River Shiner. It's just a weird looking shiner that's in the New River Basin. That's basically it. Vardar chub, another squalius. Where's this one? Ooh, a squalius that's mostly in Greece. That's interesting. Another range-restricted squalius. Squalius vardarensis. Makes sense. A Amur minnow. Hey, another Asian minnow. Ooh, this one's like mostly in China and Russia. Cool. Rhinocyprus lagowski. It's cool. I like it. I'm a fan. That guy's holding it weird, but look at that environment. It's so damn flat. That's crazy. It's just like a creek in the middle of just a plains desert. We don't even have that type of environment here. Volga undermouth, an actual chondrostoma. Chondrostoma variabla. Pretty nice. And it seems to be basically a Russian endemic. Maybe it goes into Kazakhstan a little bit, but mostly a Russian endemic. College shiner, another Hybopsis. Hybopsis amnis. This one has a decent range for how few observations it has. Mostly throughout Texas. But... Virgin River spine dace. Jesus. Lepidometa? What is this? It's a Texas, or... Wow, really? This is its own genus, and it's in Utah, in South Utah. Wow, in this little, the area of this river here. That's cool. Its own genus, too. Pretty shiner. They really went all out with that name. Lythurus bellus. I think I came across the range for this, but didn't end up catching it. Pretty shiner. Hyphen shiner. I believe I caught that one in North Carolina. Yep. Caught some hyphens. A couple hyphens in North Carolina. I caught a lot, actually. Altipinus. I don't know what pinus means, but I'm coming across that a lot. Ebrochub, a squalius. Where's this one at? A squalius mostly restricted to the Andorra Mountains. See, that's pretty cool. It's Squalius and the Foxinus both seem to have very specific... There's like one that's everywhere, and then they have individual species for separate areas, which is quite cool. Spotted minnow, a Deonda. I remember Deonda being like a... Yes. Oh, this one's like a Mexican only. Spotted minnow. Interesting. Cool. Round nose minnow. Didn't we come across the Guadalupe round nose minnow, which was also a Deonda? This is a different round nose minnow, not the Guadalupe one, but also with a very vertical range here. Squalius orientalis. Interesting. Oh, wow. What a restricted range. Just in the mountains here along Georgia. Interesting. Rhodes minnow. That's a new genus. Ladigo cypress. Gigi. Oh my god, is it restricted to... It's restricted to one island in Greece. Or no, Turkey. An island off the coast of Turkey, this freshwater fish only exists on one island off the coast of Turkey. Ladigo cypress Gigi. That is cool. Blue shiner, Cyprinella caerulea. It's a rare one. In the mountains there. Greenfin shiner, Cyprinella chloristia. Makes sense. Seems when green is mentioned. Are the Foxinus genus minnows? Yes, they are. We've come across quite a few of them. We've gone through like 5 so far. And I think there's even more. Well, greenfins, North Carolina. Whitemouth shiner. This is in North Carolina, I believe. This is my reason for going to North Carolina, was to catch a whitemouth. And I believe I did. Yeah, I did catch a whitemouth while I was there. Caught a couple, actually. You keep forgetting things? Bro, imagine how I feel. Think about how many minnows I'm learning right now. Oh. Alright, channel shiner, Notropis wycliffe. Mostly a rust belt type of thing. Wycliffe, channel shiner. Epuros riffledace. Well, this is a Talistes, so it's Europe. I'm starting to learn the genera, which is good. Oh, this is a Greek one. That's interesting. A Greek riffledace. Cool. Borax Lake Chub. Where is Borax Lake? Oh my god. It's another genus that's completely on its own in a single hot spring lake. In what? Utah? In Oregon? Holy crap. The West has some interesting fish, dude. The West's fish are like a lot less abundant, and you couldn't go to like an individual creek on the west coast of the United States and get like a bunch of new species, but if you're willing to like drive an hour between spots, you can get stuff that's only in like individual pools. Loach minnow. Tiaroga is a Mexican one, right? Oh no, it's just a very range restricted New Mexico and Arizona. This is the cool one. This is one of the ones I want to catch eventually. Yeah, look at this fish. It's a really cool. I saw this picture once and decided that I wanted to catch it. Really cool. Bluefin stone roller. Oh, there's another stone roller? I didn't even know that. Ampostoma pauseride. Oh, and it's mostly in the Atlanta area, and I never caught it. Interesting. Italian nace. Hey, is there finally a nace in Italy? Woohoo! Oh, and on Sardinia. That's cool. Androstoma suaita. High-back chub. Hybopsis hypsinotus. Just a tall-backed hybopsis. Oh, I thought I caught this one in North Carolina, but it might just be a stone roller. Yeah, it's just a stone roller. Ah, well, no one's corrected me thus far. Spike dace. Meta fulgida. Cool. That southern Arizona, southern New Mexico area seems to have a couple ones. Has like a couple pretty cool range restricted ones. Spike dace is pretty cool. That is not a spike dace. That is a... No. Who identified this as a spike dace? This is an alosa of some sort. Or a menhaden or something. That is not a spike dace in any universe. God damn. Alright. Sabine shiner, Notropis sabini. That's a cool one. Pretty range restricted. Yeah. It's a very odd range, but range restricted. Pigo, Retilis pigus. Where is this? Just right along the Alps, the southern side of the Alps. Okay, Retilis pigus. Foxinus. Oh, here's another cool Foxinus. Foxinus umonensis. Oh, and this one's, wow, look at how far away it is from the rest of the Foxiness. It's only through Novosibirsk, just through the mountain ranges there, and Kemerava and Tomsk. Oh my god, that's a cool one. I really want to, wow. When I travel through Russia, that's one of the ones I'm targeting. That's a cool one. Mexican stone roller. Oh, there's a Mexican stone roller? Campostoma ornatum. North Mexican. Comes into America a little bit. We are just looking at fish. Oh, daggone K, man. It is so much more than that. I am learning every single minnow on Earth. And every time someone subs, I have to relearn 5 of them. Okay. Tallapoosa Shiner. I think I got this one the other day. Or no, wait. I didn't get the Shiner, did I? I got the Tallapoosa Darter and the Tallapoosa Sculpin, not the Shiner. But I know where Tallapoosa is. In this, like, Alabama area. Eastern Alabama. Oregon Chub. I'm gonna get... Oh, yeah, Oregonichthyes. There's a cool new genus. Mostly limited to, yeah, one little part in Oregon. Sort of above Umpqua. Oregonichthyes Creamery. Interesting. No one's taken a photo tank picture.
7 by 3.99 equals 27.93. What a waste, TBH.
I don't know what that means, but okay. 3 minnows I have to relearn. I want to relearn this Foxiness because that one's cool. Nays, Pigo. Honestly, I've been paying little attention, so I'm just gonna relearn like some of the last 5 that I did. I never knew there were so many minnows. Oh my god, there's so many minnows, dude. And if I'm going to be the Minnow King, I have to know these all. I've never heard of half of these, so... This is truly cementing my status as the Minnow King. I'm learning all these fucking minnows. Alright. Novosibirsk. This is Foxinus umonensis. This is such a cool one. It's so cool. Italian Nace. Also quite cool. Just an Italian one. Somehow ended up on Sardinia, but just spread throughout. But it's true chondrostoma. Pigo was the Rutilus pigus that's in northern Italy. Sabine Shiner, sort of a Texan, but then with a weird range. I don't know if these are real, but people put them here. Is this real? I don't think that's real. Oh, is this real? That guy, River Rat's usually trusted. Maybe it does have a range up there for some reason. Spike Dace, Metafulgida. This is a pretty cool one. Alright, back to learning new ones. Northern Leatherside Chub. Lepidometa. We've seen one other Lepidometa, I think. Around Salt Lake City in Utah. Interesting. Pretty abundant in this little lake area here. Trans-Caucasian Spearlin, and it's an Albernoides. Wait, Spearlin was a Russian thing, wasn't it? What is... Oh my god, it's only along the southern mountains around Krasnodar? That's crazy. It goes through Sochi, if you went to the Olympics. Or wait, were the Olympics in Sochi? Something was in Sochi. I thought, yeah, the Olympics were in Sochi, weren't they, at some point or another? Am I crazy? What am I thinking of? Something was in Sochi at some point or another. But yeah, that'd be cool. Cool fish to find there. These people never catch their fish. It's always like above water pictures. Plateau Shiner, Cyprinella lepida. This looks a lot like that other range-restricted one that was in, like, Texas. And it's another range-restricted Cyprinella in Texas. Okay. Noises roundhouse minnow, round-nosed minnow. There's a couple of these round-nosed minnows, and they're quite range-restricted. Wow. Texas is so interesting. Portuguese arched mouth nace, and we've got a new chondrostoma. Iberochondrostoma lustinacum. Okay. And it's basically just around the Lisbon area in Portugal. Fatlip minnow, Phenocobius. Mostly restricted. Oh wow, mostly restricted to the mountains here. Cool. I love Phenocobius. Blue nose shiner, the prettiest Pteronotropus in my opinion. This guy is the prettiest Pteronotropus by far. It's so weird. Look at the blue on the face. Such an odd looking shiner. Pteronotropus wallaka. Alright. Leopard dace. Another Rhinichthyes. Rhinichthyes falcatus. Where's leopard dace? Leopard dace is up British Columbia / Idaho. It's an interesting range. Ozark shiner. I believe I have this one. Do I have this one? No, I don't. Oh, wait, right. I never really explored the Ozarks too much. I forgot. I got Ozark minnow, but that's because it has a wider range. Tropus Ozarcanus. Ooh, another Rhinocyprus. Rhinocyprus. Joyi. Another Asian minnow. You thought there was only one shiner? Oh boy. You'd be in for a surprise. So this one's only in Japan. That's fat. It's like chubby. Interesting. Cool. South Caspian Spearlin. Another Spearlin. Spearlin are quite cool. I like them. And they're exactly as described. South Caspian Sea here in Azerbaijan, Armenia, Georgia. Interesting. How many of these have you caught? It's a good question. Let's find out. I've never been outside of the United States for them. I've caught 80. So out of the 460 or whatever, I've caught 80 of them. Crazy. There's that many else in the world. Alright. South Caspian Berlin. Italian bleak. Hey, another Alburnus. Italian Alburnus, I'm guessing. Oh, wow. It's like a south. This is the first, like, true South Italy. I would love to catch every minnow species, but that's quite the task. I'm focusing on catching all the ones in America first. There's still a lot. Popeye Shiner, Burrhead Shiner. There aren't any Australian minnows, unfortunately. Not true minnows, at least. I don't think there's really any minnows in the southern hemisphere, true minnows. Australia has some cool small fish, but not true minnows. Well, this is an interesting one. Popeye. I think I targeted this the other day, but I kept catching telescope instead of Popeye. Burrhead Shiner. When did I... Oh, I caught this one recently. Oh, we caught this one. Oh, right. This is the cool looking... Yeah, I caught this one. Burrhead Shiner. Asperifrons. Bedrock Shiner. I just caught this one, too. Natropus rupestris. These are my pictures. The Bedrock Shiner. Honestly, a pretty decent picture. All things considered, that's probably the best picture you'll get of that thing. What is a sweep? Have I found another chondrostoma? Parachondrostoma toxostoma? Wow, and it's range restricted to that little area. Maybe I need to make a trip. Okay, so I need to make a trip to Portugal/Spain border. I need to make a trip to the Andorra Mountains, the area in between the Andorra Mountains and the Alps, right above the Alps and right below the Alps. Turns out I have a lot of touring of Europe to do. Maybe I should just be one of those people who goes and hikes the Alps, takes like a life break to go hike the Alps. Mimic X Channel Shiner, that's a hybrid, so I don't care. Tongue-tied minnow, Exoglossum lori. This one's pretty unobserved, but yeah, it has a decent range. It's just right outside the cutlet minnow range. Oh, another Foxinus. Foxinus colchicus. Oh my god, and this one's also restricted to the Sochi area. Maybe I need to go to Sochi as well. Maybe when I do my tour through Russia, that's a separate part I could go to. Colorado pike minnow. I'm guessing this is one of the Phyctochilas. One of the pike minnows, and it's mostly in Colorado, but it's also in Arizona. Coosa chub. Oh, there's a Macrohypopsis. Is it endemic to the Coosa area? Pretty much, yeah. That's interesting. I did not catch this one. What in the balls is that? Tropidophoxinellus calensis. And it's restricted to North Africa? It doesn't even exist in Europe. This is an African one. Holy crap. That's the first African minnow we've come across. Tropidophoxinellus calensis. What an absurd name, by the way. Great Latin you've got there. Santee chub. Ooh, what? This is the Cyprinella? No, I don't believe you. I mean, it has diamond. It clearly comes from a Cyprinella, but that should be its own genus at this point. Cyprinella zanema. Wait, where is that one? There was a minnow earlier that was in Tunisia, but it wasn't exclusively African. That was the first exclusively African minnow. Mountain Shiner, Lythurus. In the Tennessee area, cool. Pale Zone Shiner, Natropus albizonatus, I believe. Mountains there, cool. Lowland Shiner. It's another pretty Pteronotropius. South Carolina specifically. Cactus Roach. That's a dope name. I'm guessing it's in the deserts. Oh, it's not. It's actually in Hungary. This is one of the fish I would have targeted if I had gone to Hungary, but now I'm thinking that Hungary is not the best place to go for European fish. Toscana Stream Chub, a Squalius. Is this a range-restricted Squalius? Yep. Central Italy. Peloponnese Chub. Makes sense in the Peloponnese in South Greece. Peloponnesian Wars. I remember those. I learned about that in history class. Ooh, another Foxinus dragarum. Mostly restricted to... Oh, this same area. Oh, so I can get 2 species of Foxinus in this little area here. Interesting. Fat minnow. An Asian minnow called a fat minnow. Cool. It's not that fat. Kind of just looks like a red belly dace. It looks like it belongs in Chrysomus, and it's basically restricted to South Korea. Cool. Okmulgee Shiner, another Cyprinella. It's mostly in Georgia.
Poggers.
Look at this guy. Aw, thank you. 23 thin 59. You make me have to relearn 5 fish, but look at the picture on this fish. He's so pretty. Wait. Look at how pretty this fish gets, my god. Alright. I'm just gonna relearn. Just gonna rehammer these guys into my head, to be honest. The Okmulgee Shiner is around Atlanta. Cyprinella calyssema. Cactus Roach is in the Hungary area, Rudolus virgo. Toscana Stream Chub is limited to central Italy. That is another Squalius leucomonas. Greece, South Greece, the Peloponnese chub, which makes sense. And then Foxinus dragarum is sort of like a more northern version of the Foxinus that spans across the 2 mountain ranges here. All right, Virgin River chub. Didn't we saw a Virgin River dace or something like that earlier. Oh my god, it's another one that looks like it should be a carp, but it's a gila. Interesting. Clear chub. Oh, shit. Whoops. Clear chub being a Hybopsis. Interesting looking Hybopsis that's mostly in South Mississippi and Alabama. Okay. Silverband Shiner, Neutropus schumarti. Thank you for reteaching, no problem. This is an odd range. It's in Texas, Louisiana, and then like the St. Louis area. Interesting. Schumarti. Abronaise, Parachondrostoma. Where was the other Parachondrostoma? Wasn't that in the Balkans? Oh, no, it wasn't. No, it was here. It was the South Endor Mountains. Okay. Parachondrostoma maigi. Hamvodis chub, and it's another Squalius. Whoa, talk about a range-restricted Squalius. It's in this one lake area in Greece. Cool. Hamvodis chub. Leucissus zungaricus. I think it's the first Leucissus we've seen that doesn't have a common name. It's a Mongolian Leucissus. It's in Ulaanbaatar. Oh my god, it's a Mongolian endemic Leucissus. That's pretty sick. Danube bleak. Which is... Wow, what an odd range. South Russia, Uzbekistan, and Kyrgyzstan. Pearl mullet. That's an Alburnus. We've seen a few Alburnus. And it's restricted to a few lakes in Turkey. A little lake in Turkey. Blackside dace. This is a Chrysomus. I wish I found this one. I was hoping to find this one when we went up in this area. But they're very restricted fish. Pretty cool though. I think they're the most range restricted Chrysomus. Guadalupe round-nosed minnow. Didn't we already see a Guadalupe round-nosed minnow? Is this a different one? My god. There are 2 Guadalupe round-nosed minnow? Well, this one's also restricted to a random area in central Texas. Bony-tail chub. Gila elegans. Restricted to, unsurprisingly, a Utah, Colorado deserty area. Cypress minnow. Oh, that's cool. Another high bog. A very rare high bog, it would seem, in the Arkansas/Texas area. Seems to be some good diversity there. I might want to head there at some point. Leucissus danilewski. We saw Danilewski. It was Russian, yeah. So it's an endemic Leucissus to Russia. Cool. Speckled chub. At what point are we going to find a minnow in the number 4 reactor of Chernobyl? I'm pretty sure the Foxinus was in that that area of Ukraine, so. Speckled chub is the macrohybopsis. I didn't realize there were so many macrohybopsis because I've never come across one, but we've come across 5 so far, macrohybopsis. Slim minnow. Oh, here's the 4th Pimiphalis. This is the one that I need, I think, to complete the genus Pimiphalis. And I targeted it here, actually, in this, like, Lena area and didn't find it. Appalachie shiner is a Pteranotropus. Makes sense. Panhandle / South Georgia. Relictus solitarius. Nevada area. Cool. Another one of those range restricted western ones. Croatian chub. This is Squalius. Wow, that's restricted to just this side of the mountains in this area in Croatia. Cool. Balsis shiner. Balsis is the Mexican Notropus. Cool. Wow, it's so south. It's all the way down by Mexico City. Interesting. Cool. Southern leathered side chub. Another Lepidamida. Pretty cool. Throughout Utah. Gualala roach, a Hesperolucus. Hesperolucus was where? Yeah, California, right. For some reason I was thinking Hesperolucus, but it's because I'm thinking of Leucissus. Pseudaspius. Hey, this is another one of the pretty Japanese ones. Cool. Does this one get pretty? Or it's just no one caught a pretty one yet. Cool fish. Pseudaspius sacchaliensis. Alburnus leobergi. Another Alburnus that's range restricted. Range restricted to like South Russia. Cool. By Rostavandan and Krasnodar. Rio Grande silvery minnow, which is in New Mexico apparently. Maybe it's in the Rio Grande, but we haven't found it yet. This actually might be the most well photographed silvery minnow I've ever seen. The picture's a little low quality, but that still I think might be the best photographed silvery minnow I've ever seen. White River spine dace, Lepidomida. Spine dace are cool. Come across a few of them. Wow, talk about a little restricted area in the West Coast. And there's so many of those, it's crazy. Red River shiner. This is a Notropus bairdi. From Oklahoma, basically. High scale shiner, Notropus hypsilepus. Mostly, wow, pretty restricted to the Atlanta area. Well, now I have to worry about whether things are actually restricted or whether it's just the fact that these things have such low observations. I sorted all the minnows in terms of observation, so we started with the really commonly seen ones, and now we're getting to like stuff that no one ever sees. Skygazer shiner, Notropus aranoscopus. Mostly in the Alabama area. Okay. Southern straight-mouthed nace, Pseudochondrostoma wilcomi. Oh, wow. That's a very southern restricted Portugal and Spanish. One of the chondrostoma. Cool. Broad-striped shiner, another Pteranotropus. I'm assuming panhandle-y. Oh, wow. That's a very, very north for a... That's pretty cool for a Pteranotropus. Umatilla dace, the other Rhinichthes. Every time I try to remember Foxness, my brain just says Phoenix. This is impossible. Imagine my brain right now. I am just shoving. This is the equivalent of like not showing up for a class the entire year and then cramming for the final exam. You never learned anything the entire year and now you're just learning in the final exam. Honestly, this might be more information than a typical college course gives you. The amount of minnows I'm learning, I feel like might be more information than an average college course. Might be wrong though. All right, keep powering through. We're getting there. Dalmatian roach, Leucos basak, mostly restricted to Cassava, Macedonia. Cool, that's a cool one. Another one of those. It's the only second Leucos I think we've come across. Achilos roach, another Leucos. Also in the same area, I assume. Oh no, this one's down in Greece. Okay. Arid spearlin. I love spearlin. They might be one of my favorite fishes. And they're in a lake in Greece. This is actually... Is this the same lake? No, it was this lake over here that had another spearlin. The Sally bleak. This is an Alburnus, restricted mostly to Greece. Tennessee dace, Chrysomus tennesseeensis. Is this one endangered or something? This one's... It's in common areas where people are, but it has so few observations. It's interesting. Maybe it's just really restricted in the places that it is. Another macrohypopsis, or head chub, in central Texas. Rocky shiner. That is an atropus that is mostly in Oklahoma, southern Oklahoma. Kanawha minnow. I think this was on my list of targets at one point. Yeah, because I went through the mountains here and I targeted it. I didn't think I was likely to get it. I think I got Kanawha sculpin though. Well, that's a cool one, a Phenacobius there. Oh geez, Chekanowski's minnow, and it's a Rhynchocyprus. Holy, what the fuck is this? Oh, it's a rearing tank. Well, those are not wild. And it's in the town of the town of Hehe, China. Anyways, where is this thing mostly found? Russia. Mostly Russia. Wow, look how far up in Russia this thing goes. What a range. Eastern Iberian chub. Didn't we see another Iberian chub, another Squalius? Well, this one's east. Oh yeah, we saw a southern Iberian chub, which was down here, and this is the eastern Iberian, which is way over in Spain. That's the most unique range I've seen. Bardian minnow roach. That's a crazy name. Oh, it's another one of the Tropidophoxinellus. And it's on an island in Greece. Cool. Macedonian vimba. That's a new genus. Vimba in Greece and Bulgaria. Lisbon archmouthed nace. Okay, another Portuguese range restricted nace. Yep. Iberochondrostoma alissiopenensis. Another Leucissus wallicki. Oh, this is interesting. This is a Leucissus that's mostly Asian. Patanins altai osman Oreoleucissus. What the? And it's mostly restricted to the mountains between Russia, Mongolia, and Kazakhstan. Potanins altai osman Oreoleucissus potanini. Cool. Danubian minnow. Oh, here's the one my friend caught. It's the one my friend Mark caught. This one is mostly all the way over. Yeah, this one's right above the mountains. Look at this. This is what happens when someone who works with minnows in America goes to Europe. Look at the shit that they find. You have pretty minnows, they're just not well documented. Santa Ana speckled dace. This is another one of the splits of the black-nosed dace. Is the end in sight? I mean, we're getting there. I wouldn't say it's exactly in sight yet. Would I go to Femboy Hooters if they opened one? Yes, absolutely. Alburnus mento. There's a Northern Alps. Wow, pretty restricted, like Northeastern Alps. There's no good photos of it. All the photos are underwater. Okay. Vistonus shimaja. This is another Alburnus. There's a lot of Alburnus. It's a pretty big genus. This one is restricted to just below a mountain, basically just in Nestos National Park. Harabugo, Ina cypress. This is a new genus for me. It's a South Portuguese genus. Interesting. Verdarnace, Chondrostoma verdarnace. In Greece / Bulgaria. Cool. Thick lip chub, Cyprinella labrosa. Hey, this is the furthest down I've seen a Cyprinella. It's pretty cool. Oh, and it's in North Carolina. Huh. Must just be pretty uncommon. Devil's River minnow, a Dionda. Supposedly a quite pretty one, too. It's Western Texas area. Okay, bye, Odedros. Have a nice day. Yaqui chub, line chub, black tip shiner. Yaqui chub is right on the Mexican border here. Mexican border of what? Arizona? It's a Gila. Makes sense, one of the fat ones. Line chub. Oh, it's a rare hypopsis that's mostly in eastern Alabama. Cool. Black tip shiner. Oh, a Lythruris. Hey, that's a decent photo of it, actually. From South Alabama. Damn, if I lived in, like, Central Alabama, I would have the craziest fish list pretty soon. With all the damn fish that there are to get there. Peppered chub. Wow, another macrohypopsis. I can't believe this was a genus I had basically never heard of until today. And now I'm finding so many. And it's in this, like, north section of Texas that nobody ever talks about. Albanian minnow. Pachychilon pictum. And this is interesting. Restricted to What a weird range. It's got to be in between there, right? And just isn't well documented. Oh, okay. Symphalia minnow, Pelasgus. Hey, there's a new genus, Pelasgus. And it's another Greek island. Wow, these Greek islands have a lot of range-restricted minnows. Maybe I should go there. Triconius. Oh, okay, okay. Triconus rudd, another Scardinius. So it's been a while since we've seen a Scardinius. And once again, it's restricted to some areas in the Greek islands. Tampichthes. Oh, this is one of my favorites. This is one of the shiners I really want to catch. It's a central Mexican one. Tampichthes ipni. Look at this. Look at how cool this shiner is. Oh my god, I want this shiner so bad. I really hope one day I meet someone who's from Mexico and can invite me, because holy crap, what a cool shiner. Tigris asp. It says asp, but it's not an asp. It's not a pseudoaspius. It's a leucissus. This video is just figuring out where to go on vacation. Yeah, pretty much. Oh my gosh, this one's in Syria and Iraq. That's pretty cool. This is the first one I think that we've seen that's actually like in the Middle East. They have asp. Interesting. It's a Kapu shiner. Hey, there's a... I think this is a Mexican Natropus. Yep. It's like a central South Mexican Natropus. Caspian Kutum. Makes sense. It's around the Caspian Sea. It's a Rutulus. Rutulus. Quattroclinigas shiner. Ooh, there's a range-restricted Cyprinella for you. It's in between these one little mountains in North Mexico. God. Wow, that's a wonderful photo. Someone must have went diving in the spring that it's in. That's pretty cool. Iberian archnouthed maize. Oh my god, there's so many of the Iberian nays. This is another one. This one kind of overlaps with the southern Iberian nays. Iberio, at least the Iberian ones are a separate genus and they start with Iberian, so that's easy to remember. Iberochondrostoma, that's Lemingi. Least chub, Lotichthes, hey, a new genus, or Iodichthes. This one is basically just in the Utah Bay area. That's pretty cool though. There's no out of water photos of it. The Wichita Mountain Shiner, Lythrurus. In Arkansas, in the Wichita area. Interesting. Prairie chub, another Macrohybopsis. Hybopsis australis. That's the closest you'll get to an Australian shiner, is that one having the specific epithet australis. Silverside shiner, Natropus candidus. Hey, three Natropus in a row. My god, let's bang them out. Natropus candidus from central to southern Alabama. Silverside shiner. Rio Grande shiner, which for some reason is mostly in New Mexico. All this stuff named Rio Grande. I guess that's the headwaters of the Rio Grande. That's where the stuff ends up being. And then Chub shiner. Interesting. Little River County in Texas. Umpqua chub. Oh, another Oregonicthes. I did not know there was another Oregonicthes. A second Oregonicthes up in Umpqua. Anatolian giant minnow. Pseudophoxinus? But this thing does not look like a Foxinus at all. What is your naming scheme? And it's exclusively in south central Turkey. Orange tail shiner. That's a pretty unobserved Pteronotropus in South Alabama. And South Alabama has some crazy diversity. I might have to make a South Alabama trip at some point. Umpqua days. This is one I planned on targeting in Umpqua once upon a time. This was a trip I got very close to booking this trip like 2 years ago, or like a year and a half ago. Illyrian chub. Squalius illyricus. And it's another... Oh, it's Bosnia and Herzegovina. Interesting. Squalius platiceps. It's another one in that little South Balkan area. Another Squalius. Oh my god, 3 Squalius in a row. And it's in the same area. Interesting. 3 range-restricted Squalius, all very close to each other. Remote chub. Algansia. I feel like that's a new genus. I don't think I've seen Algansia so far. And that's because it's restricted to this one part of western central Mexico. No, I think stream would just end, but no one has a million fish food, so I'm not concerned about that. Alright, Georgian Shamia, another Alburnus. that is restricted to, unsurprisingly, the Sochi, Georgia area. Alburnus ashirichi. And this one doesn't even have a photo, but it's in Turkey. Cool. Oreolucisis. No, wait, we've seen one Oreolucisis before. This was an Asian one, right? Or am I wrong? Yeah, this is the Mongolian. Oreolucisis angusticephalus. Wow, that's a cool fish. And a great photo. Good job on the photos, Michelangelo. Oh, a new Foxinus. Woo, we love Foxinus. Foxinus carsticus. Restricted to one little mountain range in Montenegro. Cool. Pseudaspius. Oh shit, whoops. Pseudaspius was the Japanese one, right? Pseudaspius leptocephalus. Which is odd range. Mongolia, China, northern Japan. Turianace. Northern roach. Petrolucisus. Western rubico. Gaston spirulin. Alright, let's go. Turianace. Parachondrostoma makes sense. Parachondrostoma, but it's another one of the only two that I've seen so far that's restricted to that eastern part of Spain. Northern roach, Hesperlucus, that's right above you at Klamath Falls area in Oregon. Petrolucisus squalusculus in, oh my gosh, Kyrgyzstan by Tajikistan. That's a cool fish. That's a unique middle of nowhere species. Western rubico. Makes sense. There was another rubico that was in the Lisbon area. The Gaston spirulin, which is right on the Caspian Sea. Makes sense. Cuban spirulin. Alburnus humpback chub. Gila. Alright. Cuban spirulin. That's pretty cool. That is in South Russia. Krasnodar area. Cool. Alburnus sarmaticus. Mostly in the Russia-Ukraine area. Humpback chub, Gila saifa, which is restricted to this little area. Actually, not that restricted, all things considered. Oh, it's in the Grand Canyon. It's a Gila that's mostly in the Grand Canyon. The Chihuahua chub. I'm guessing this is a Mexican Gila. Oh no, it's just this is the actual Gila, the one that's actually in the National Forest here. Southwestern arched mouth nace. Man, Europeans are not the best at naming minnows, I'll be real. But yeah, it's okay, fair enough. It is southwestern, and it probably does have an arched mouth, but I feel like it could have been more concise. Chihuahua shiner. Oh wow, a bunch of Natropus. This is 5 Natropus in a row, my god. Okay. Chihuahua shiner. This is a area of Chihuahua in Mexico that has a Natropus. Natropus chihuahua, fair enough. Cape Fear shiner. That's like a central North Carolina shiner. I know that one, Mecistochilus. It's the only other one other than the Ozark minnow that has a coiled black gut and eats mostly plants. Alaupin chub. Pretty South Mexican chub. Natropus parapelidus. It's a peppered shiner, and it's just in this one little area in Arkansas. Pretty cool. Blunt nose shiner. Natropus from New Mexico. That's pretty cool. And there's even a subspecies of the Pecos blunt nose shiner. Alright, Brotus minnow. Pelascus. Ooh, a restricted Pteronotropus. A Retulus and 2 Retuluses. Okay. Evrotus minnow. Pelascus. That's a Greek one, yeah. Yeah, the Greek islands here do seem to have a good bit of minnow diversity. Marathon minnow, also in the Greek islands. Placis marathonicus. Bluehead shiner from Arkansas. And Pteronotropus all the way out there, huh? Black sea roach. Pretty cool. South Russia. Pearl roach. Similarly related, but this one's all the way above the Alps. That little corner. There was another thing that was pretty range restricted to the Alps up here. What number are we on? I don't know, but I think I'm getting close because I'm down to everything having 2 observations. And then everything will have 1 observation, and then it'll be done. The 1 observations are within... Here you go. Here's what's left. Not that far off. I'm getting there, chat. Alright, Scardinius, Erratichub, Squalus, Evrotus chub, Squalius. Man, there's a lot of Squalius. Scardinius mostly makes sense in that Croatia, Bosnia-Herzegovina area. Scardinius, Dergli. Shiner looking one, just looks like another fucking golden shiner, man. I don't know. Errate chub. Wow, that's a very range restricted Scolius. but not to be confused with the South Iberian southwestern arched mouth nace, whatever the hell. Squalius Sea on a Greek island. Oh no, yeah, on an island off of Turkey. Wow, wait, so this island off of Turkey has a species of minnow that only lives there, and this island off of Turkey has a species of minnow that only lives there. Great picture, by the way. Thank you for... I love people who take great pictures of rare minnows. Evrotas chub. Another Greek one. Yep, another Greek island minnow. I did not realize the Greek island had so many... I guess it makes sense, because all the islands separated, right? So there's just like little bodies of fresh water that these fish have been trapped in with only each other for a while. Makes sense. I did not realize there were so many range-restricted Greek minnows, though. A Greek trip might be worth it to the Greek islands and just go fishing in all them. More Tampichthys, Telistis, Yellow Shiner. Don't want a hybrid. Alvord chub. Tampichthys mandibularis. Not quite as beautiful. That is a tortoise. That is definitely not whatever you think it is. But San Luis Potosi. Telistis montenegris. Unsurprisingly, it's in Montenegro. Yellow Shiner. There's a rare one, because it's central South Mexico. Alvord chub. Cephatelis. Hey, is this Cephatelis the first time we've seen this genus? It's rare to find a new genus this far. And it's all the way up in Oregon, huh? Interesting. Interesting. The near threatened chub. Desert chub. Mexican roundtail chub. Alburnus. Albernoides. Ooh, another Cyprinella. Interesting. Desert chub, another Gila. There are a lot more Gila than I realized. I've said that multiple times, but it's another North Mexican roundtail chub. There's another Gila in North Mexico. Oh, where is this Alburnus? Oh, a Georgian Alburnus? That's pretty cool. One of the first Georgia restricted fish we've seen. Then we've got an Albernoides over in Tajikistan. Hey, there's actually some cool fish there in Tajikistan. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize how mountainy Tajikistan was. Like, look at this shit. The entire place is mountains and lakes. I assumed it was more deserty. Slender blacktail shiner. Restricted to... Who knows if these are even real observations. Is this one real? Interesting. There's a debate as to whether that's real or not. Alright, another Leucissus. Another Macrohybopsis. There's so many. Another Dionda. Rhynchocyprus. Cool. Leucissus lindberghi. Oh, wow, that's a cool range. Uzbekistan and South Kazakhstan. Lindberghi. Gulf chub. Macrohybopsis tumulari. Chickasaw River. Where's the Chickasaw River? Oh, interesting. Just this one tiny area in Mississippi. You've got a Macrohybopsis there. Noesis round-nosed minnow. Another one of the range-restricted round-nosed minnow that's just randomly in a spot in central Texas. Rhinocyprus. Ooh, on Sakhalin, right? Yeah, on the Sakhalin Island here. Cool. I didn't know there's some Rhinocyprus and minnows restricted to Sakhalin. All right, we're down to one observation. Kinneret bream, Yarkon bream, Sarda, Prespa spirlin. We've got the Kinneret bream from Israel, huh? This is the first minnow I think we've seen in Israel. That's quite cool. That's way south in the Middle East. Wow. Yarkon bream. Oh, this one's also from Israel. Another Acantha Brahma. Cool. Back in Tel Aviv. Achondrostoma sarda. That's a pretty simple name for such an uncommon fish that is one observation in Spain. Cool. Prespa spirlin. I do love spirlin. I think spirlin are becoming foxinus and spirlin are becoming some of my favorite. What's the biggest minnow in the world? I don't know. We've seen some pretty big ones. It's a Greek spirlin. Cool. All right. Alburnus hohenacari, Alburnus scoranza, Alburnus volviticus, and then a Cuban nace and a Pterocnase. Cool. Where are you, Alburnus hohenacari? One little lake in Azerbaijan. Cool. Or, well, actually, I guess it's technically in Russia, but it's close. Alburnus scoranza. The long one. A long Alburnus. Where is that? Oh, in Albania. Okay. Alburnus volviticus. God, there's a lot of Alburnus. Central Macedonia. On this lake in Central Macedonia, okay. Cuban Nace, Sochi, known from a river in Sochi. That's pretty cool. Another range-restricted Sochi, and then the Terek Nace. I don't know where Grozny is. Oh, that's like in it. Oh, I do know where Grozny is. That's a town. Yeah, in South Russia. Interesting. All right, Prespinace. A largemouth. Wow, Cyprinella. Beautiful shiner. Another Cyprinella. Another Cyprinella Altamaha. Man, there's a lot of Cyprinella. Cyprinella liked getting themselves into weird situations, didn't they? Chondrostoma. Prespinace. Which is in a lake in Greece. Unsurprising. Largemouth shiner. Where's this Cyprinella? In Mexico. A Mexican restricted Cyprinella. The beautiful shiner. That's a cool Cyprinella. One observation by naturalist, and it's from 2005. This thing could be freaking extinct by now, and it's from the Mexican border. Altamaha shiner. Wow, this is in Georgia. It's only ever been observed once, and it was this year in Georgia. Cool. Delminichthes. Hey, I think that's a new genus. Delminichthes. Where? Montenegro. Cool. There's a bunch of cool fish around there as well. Western silvery minnow, Little Colorado's river spine-dace, sturgeon chub, Soto la Marina shiner, Ameca shiner, and more cool Natropus. Western silvery minnow. Man, that would be a cool one to find. Look at this. There's never been one photographed alive. The only Western silvery minnow photographed is from Nebraska, and it's preserved. And it's old. Wow, that's cool. Little Colorado River spine-dace. Unsurprisingly, oh wait, it's not even in Colorado. It's in Little Colorado River, I guess, in Arizona and New Mexico. It's a great picture, though. Oh wait, never mind. It looked higher quality from further away. Sturgeon chub, Macrohybopsis. We don't know where this one is because it's private, but it's somewhere in the United States. Soto la Marina shiner. Probably a Mexican shiner, I'm assuming. Yeah, Ciudad Victoria. South. Well, I guess it's more of like a northeastern. Ameca shiner. I didn't realize how many Natropus there were. Well, giant barb are they're not true minnows. The Southeast Asian minnows are not true minnows, unfortunately. They're not in Leucistidae. So that's not exactly what we're talking about. But yes, there are giant barbs, and that they are minnow-like. Another Mexican Natropus. How many to go? Oh my God, there's still so many. All right, it's fine. Cahaba shiner. I think I targeted that one point. Natropus. Oh my God, Natropus. Natropus. Not Natropus. Oh, a new genus. Pachychilon, Macedonian. Cahaba shiner, which is only in Alabama. It's one little area. Arkansas River shiner. Another Natropus range restricted specifically to the Arkansas River. Yazoo shiner. I forget what this is. Mississippi, right? I think I put this one on a list at some point. Yeah, Central Mississippi. Roughhead shiner from Virginia. Natropus semir asper. Ooh, asper in an American fish name is interesting. This one's actually not that far from me. New Jersey to this guy. It's only been found once. Pretty cool. Pachychilon, a Greek one in Macedonia. Oh no, it's in Greece, but it's called the Macedonian Moronic. Vesprodian minnow, Mostar minnow, Eigen minnow, woundfin, Drusian spring minnow. Alright. Vesprodian minnow, Pelascus. We've seen a few Pelascus. I wonder how these get research grade. It must just be by drainage, right? Because these pictures are not good enough for people to identify them. Dude, the islands of Greece have so many minnows. I need to plan a trip to the islands of Greece. Mostar minnow in Algeria. Cool. Foxinellus. We've seen one other or two other Foxinelluses. Pseudolepodotus. Eigen minnow. Ooh, a new Foxinus. I love Foxinus. That's a great picture of one too, from Bulgaria area, East Macedonia. Cool. Oh, everyone's debating if it's real or not. No one's... Oh, what? Someone else I did identify it. Cool. It would be cool to be a good European fish identifier. I think I'm going to get into that, learn how to identify. I mean, this is a good step. I'm seeing every European minnow. Woundfin. I've heard of woundfin. Is that American? Yeah, it is American. Only one observation ever. That's a weird looking shiner, dude. Okay. Drusian spring minnow. Pseudophoxinus. From the Middle East, from Lebanon, Israel. Interesting. Caspian roach. Greek rudd. Petsia rudd. Malaga chub. Mira chub. Caspian roach. From South Russia. There's a couple of unique fish from this Grozny area as well. It's interesting. Greek rudd. Scardinius graicus. Another one in Greece. My god. Pretty range restricted. This is Romania. A range restricted red from Romania. Petsia, Scardinius, Rakovitsi. Malaga chub, Esqualinius from Spain that's really restricted. No, I don't. Lucifer bug. Mira chub, Squalinius, South Portugal. There's been a couple good fish in South Portugal as well. Ooh, another Tampictes, Telistes. My god. Where is this Tampictes at? Tampictes Catastalmops. San Luis Potosi. Biotin Rippldace. Central Greece. Teslices. Dude, there's so many freaking unique minnows in the islands of Greece. I've never realized this. Croatian Pure. Well, that's quite cool. Wow, what a great picture to be the only picture on iNaturalist of a certain fish. Great job to this person. Thank you. Great job. Telistes metohyensis. From Bosnia and Herzegovina. Looks like. Restricted. Interesting. Another Telistes. Another Telistes. Ucleva. It's an interesting looking one. I'll zoom in on it, but I'm curious where it's at first. Oh, who's surprised? On the coast there. That's a pretty decent picture as well. Man, all of these fish are endangered, restricted, all this shit. Alright. Torpedo, Foxinellus, Algancia, Pygmy Shiner, Metropus, Gila, another Cyprinella that's pretty range restricted. Torpedo Foxinellus. Wow, thank you, Ender, for your contributions. Another Greek restricted one, Torpedo Foxinellus Hellenicus. Spot-tail chub and Algancia. That's so funny. We have spot-tail shiner and all that. Spot-tail chub. Read the title, Minumat. I'm almost done. Pygmy shiner. Metropus tropicus. Where's the pygmy shiner? Let me guess. It's in Mexico because all the cool shiners are in Mexico, but I can't go to Mexico. Wow, this is a wonderful picture to be the only picture on iNaturalist of this one. I'm not even mad that there's only one observation. Great job on that picture. I'm assuming this one was also you, Ender, since you've taken all of the great pictures of the restricted minnows. Mexican red shiner. In one little area in the mountain ranges, a Cyprinella. Cool. Alright. 25 to go. Ornate shiner. Spotfin chub. Aztec chub. Jalisco chub. Ooh, there's a new genus. Ornate shiner. I'm guessing Mexico. We're getting to all the Mexican shiners now. They all seem to have one observation. It's like everyone went through and just found each fish once. Spotfin chub from Tennessee. That's a rare one. Where in Tennessee is this fish? This only has one observation. Interesting. That's pretty cool. It's a very range-restricted fish. It only has one observation on iNaturalist. Oh, it must be protected somehow, probably. Another Mexican chub, the Pascario, Algancia, another Algancia. See, Algancia was like a southern United States / Mexico thing. Aztec chub, Aztecula salaya, central Mexico. Makes sense. Jalisco chub from Mexico. And this is a new genus, Ureria. New genus of chub that I haven't seen so far near Guadalajara. Dwarf Altai osman, Tigris bream, Caucasian bream, Colchicnace, Curinace. This is an Asian one, right? Osmans, Oreolucisis. It's like Mongolia, I think. Yeah, this one's in Western Mongolia. Boreoleucissus humilis, tigress bream, Acanthobrahma marmid. Cool. Caucasian bream, Acanthobrahma microlepis. Where? I wish it didn't zoom so much in by default. Makes it annoying. Oh, that's cool. South Armenia, Azerbaijan. That might be the only fish we've seen restricted to that area. Kolchik nace. Krasnodar area. Yep. Krasnodar, Sochi area. Right outside Sochi. There's a couple cool minnows over there. The Kura nace from also Georgia area. What am I looking at? Oh, they're jumping out of the water there. How did you possibly identify them from that distance? How do these... Okay, whatever. Bronze snout. Pseudophoxinus, Squalius, Iranian nace, Apalachicolia, blacktail shiner. Bronze snout, a chondrostoma. The regular chondrostoma are mostly in... Oh, what the fuck? It's in Turkey? Never mind, I know nothing. Pseudophoxinus libani. Where are you? Wow, cool. Lebanon and Syria. Cool, unique fish there. Another unique Squalius to Greece. Oh, another one. This one's on its own island in Greece. Oh, this is the Turkish island. Well, I guess it's a Greek island, but it's off of Turkey. So those islands there all have their own cool thing. That's pretty cool. An Iranian nace. Kind of cool. Restricted to Iran. Apalachicola blacktail shiner, which is found only in this weird, like, I don't even know what this is. Lake Lanier. I guess this is like a cool natural mountainy lake right above Atlanta. Never seen that before. Leaky roach, Albernoides, Alburnus, Caspian, Tashkent rifflebleak. Leaky roach from central Greece, another Leucos. The Leucos have all kind of been from central Greece. Leucos ulicanensis. Albernoides thessalicus from Thessaly, which I don't know where that is, but of course it's Greece. Alburnus sava. There's so many Alburnus from Cassava. Caspian vimba. From, wow, that same little area. This same little, like, southeastern peninsula of Russia, near Grozny, has a lot of cool stuff. Tashkent rifflebleak. Alburnus oblongus. From Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan. Alright, last 5 fish. Oh, actually, 3 of these are hybrids, so we only have 2 fish to go. Foxinus, Polyakawi, and Petroleucissus aspi. This is cool. Another Foxness. Man, there's so many cool Foxness. I have not been to Russia, but it's one of my dream vacations. I want to travel across Russia here, just catching all of the cool fish. Kyrgyzstan, mostly. Cool. It's crazy how much Foxness resemble Chrysomis from America. And then finally, is this another Sochi? Yep, another, well, more Krasnodar, but another Sochi fish. And that is it. After 3 hours, I have learned every minnow on planet Earth. Ugh. Are we doing the quiz? I'm trying to see if it's up, yeah. The Boothy game thing. Oh, it's down. The website's down. It's from last year. There was a Taxa Challenge game, but the Boothy game is down. Maybe there's a new one. Quiz yourself, iNaturalist, Taxa. There was Boothy game. And Taxa Challenge down too. Well, sorry chat. Both Taxa Challenge and the Boothy game are down. Both of the websites that I would use to quiz myself on iNaturalist stuff. So you're just gonna have to trust me I know my minnows now. I will continue studying in my own time, but I feel well informed. Excuses? I would have been fine. I studied these fish damn hard, okay? I've been talking fish nonstop. My throat hurts. I've been talking fish nonstop for 3 hours. Alright, that's going to be it for me. Have a good day, everyone.